How you doing,
what's
bro?
going on?
You know,
Freezing.
surviving.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. How you doing, buddy?
oh well, I had a bit of an interesting day yesterday.
Oh, did
Unfortunately,
you? Uh
yeah,
oh.
I was in the shop,
Uh huh.
working on a frame.
Yeah.
Kind of show you what happened here. So, I had this little guy going. And
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, it
beaming.
looked
Yeah.
like it was gonna be nice. Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
It,
Oh, really?
I had it butted up, and I was drilling the
Uh huh.
holes for the rib
Hmm.
nuts.
Uh huh.
It hopped up, got stuck, ripped the top piece off, spun around, and
Oh,
turned my finger into hamburger meat.
really?
Yeah, I got 3 really nice cuts on it. Um,
Oh no.
yeah, 3 really nice cuts on my finger. I got it all bandaged up here. That's why I was a little bit late coming.
Oh man.
I had to stop by the pharmacy and pick up some more band-aids.
Oh, now you're
Yeah.
gonna say happy pills.
Well, I probably should have gone to the hospital. All in total, I got 5 little cuts. But 3 of
Yeah.
them were pretty deep. I sent a picture to Leon. He saw it. Yeah,
Hazards of the job. Hazards of the job. Welcome to the club.
yeah, yeah. I think next time around, I'm just gonna clamp the piece down before I start drilling. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Um, I'm gonna be working on finishing up this while we're working. So while we're yapping and stuff, hopefully, I'm set up over by the door, so I'll be kind of right in here. That'll be all right,
Ah,
right? Still,
do
you
do your
can see
do your
everything,
thing, Rick.
and you can still hear me okay and everything.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Hi, everybody. Hey, guys. How's everybody doing this morning? Who we got out here?
Good.
Carrie. Good morning. Shades. LP. Ropa. Caddy. Kyle. Hawk. My man. What's happening? Al. My boy. Al. Good morning, sir. All right, we're gonna right now. I want to
Thanks,
say
guys.
something right now. Thanks to everybody who's visited hillbillyslings.com. Fantastic. Appreciate it. Al's very first customer off Hillbilly Slings website. Thanks, Al. And today, well, I'll keep running it, but right now, any purchase on hillbillyslings.com using discount code ATO10 gets you another 10% off.
Oh, sweet deal. Can't go wrong.
Nope, absolutely not. ATO 10% off of already the sale price on the website. And Mark, I did get your symbol and your link on the website too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet.
No, I
Um,
haven't actually been over there yet. I did a posting. Did I post that short? I filmed a short.
oh, did you? I
Yeah,
don't think I've
to
seen it.
to, to promote your thing. Shit, I wonder if I
Okay,
forgot to post it. I might have
I
not
don't know.
posted it.
I don't get notifications anymore anyway. So and then with me working, yeah, I'll do it during the day. So I didn't get a chance hardly unless I'm at lunch to watch them. So
Yeah, when we spoke last time and you told me about it, I said I'm going to film the
yeah,
short. I ran outside and I filmed the short, but I don't remember.
yeah.
Man, I might have been wrapped up in shit and forgot to fucking post it.
Oh
I
well. Yeah,
apologize.
hey, I know. Guys, uh, being we're all going to be shooting the shit and stuff, and we're going to do the whole Sunday morning thing. I'm working on a barn billy. I'm actually putting one together right now. This is for Mr. Slinging Nerd, Paul. And hey, there he is. Hi, Paul. I'm working on your frame. I'm going to be doing it live. Um, now, Mark, you've got mega billies.
Mm-hmm.
The old 10 millimeter wide, 10 millimeter wide mega billy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, since the last time we've done a live, and I'm sure you've seen, the mega billy lost some weight.
So it's a little thinner.
It's down to 5 millimeter.
Oh, very cool.
So I mean, I still do the 10 millimeters. I still use them for stuff, but I got them down to not so superhuman strength to hold on to one. So, and that's what we're doing here. We're doing a 5 millimeter barn billy. The actual Texas barnwood,
Oh,
built in
wow.
the late 1800s, demolished, reclaimed. So that's what we're using for
That's cool.
Paul's here. Rusted out hardware,
Sweet.
clips. I've got one here. I'll show it to you. I got mine, my display. I got a whole bunch we're gonna show off. I also do. I got them in 90 millimeter. The Mega Billy frames now. I got them in 90 millimeter, 85 millimeter, 80 millimeter, and I've got 100 millimeter ones coming for a couple of folks too. So I'll have an extra couple of those.
Oh, sweet.
But this is what the completed project looks like.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's
No,
sick.
that thing's only 2 weeks old. It looks like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
So,
that's sexy.
right, yeah. Hoggy must be in here.
Yeah, Huggy just arrived. What's up, Huggy?
Deep South, Daryl. Hi, good morning. No, I haven't forgot.
Paul,
Actually,
Jim?
I'm even representing Mr. Sling in there this morning. I'm part of the Brotherhood of Hairy Fish. Thanks, Hoggy. Appreciate it.
Daryl, what's up?
So yeah, I got work to do. I got things to show off. I got things to talk about, especially with Mark. Okay, guys, new folks to come in. HillbillySlings.com is up and running for all you didn't know. And if you go on, you see something you like, you want to buy it, use discount code ATO10, and you'll get an extra 10% off the price.
Hey, can somebody in the chat write down discount code ATO10 at Hillbilly Slings, and I'll pin it to the top.
Cool. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. I've got another one I might send you too, Paul. Another picture. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that beanie's pretty badass, dude.
You like that?
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah, these
Thanks,
are the
Al.
two that I was working on, Rick. That so here's one that's got the clips on it still.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
That's one I'm working on, and this is another one. It's got the carbon fiber clip.
Is that half-inch thick or?
Yeah, it's about 1/2 inch. It's about 5/8. This one.
5/8.
This one's slightly thinner. This one's around a 1/2 inch. This one's about 5/8.
Yeah, 5/8. That's why I love getting the 5-6 millimeter cores. Can I get them right at 5/8, and that seems to be right in everybody's wheelhouse.
Yeah,
right in 1/2 inch, 5/8.
Yeah. Is about as thick as I like to go.
Yeah.
Period. I think, but the come on. Yep, we're good.
I thought. Good morning.
Yeah, don't bang it. Don't bang
Don't mind me.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I was working on. I was kind of disappointed that this one shit the bed on me. So I think what I'll do is I'll just resand everything down again. I'll re-glue it, and I'll fill that hole that kind of got blown up with epoxy, and re-drill it and keep it for me.
Or, you know me, imperfectly perfect. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I love errors. I used to collect baseball cards. That was my thing. I collected errors. Errors and offbeat stuff.
But I was really excited with the clips because I had a little bit left over from that frame I made for Leon.
Oh yeah.
And I was kind of excited. It would look it would look pretty cool as clips on the carbon fiber, but the anyway, I was gonna have two, but now I'll only have one to sell. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay, guys. Hit the Hillbilly logo twice, real quick. Keep hitting it. Everybody hit that Hillbilly logo twice, please.
doesn't
Get
work
them
for me.
likes up a little bit. Get them likes up. There's only, come on, guys. Double click. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. All righty. But yeah, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. And I'm going to be working, kind of dodging back and forth, guys. I'm going to be working on Paul's barn billy here and talking to y'all.
Thanks a lot, Rob. Appreciate it.
Morning, Leon. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Leon, what's happening? My man.
Thanks, Ropa. Appreciate it. What else got going on? Okay. I'm going to... What else is going on in the world today other than being cold? What's going on out there, guys?
I'll tell you what, it's cold as hell out by me. It's minus 26 today. With minus
It
30,
is.
minus 31 with the wind chill.
When I walked out, it was 28, which is minus 2 Celsius.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, minus 1, minus 2. And no wind yet, but the wind's going to kick up. And we're supposed to be down with a high of about 2 and the lows minus 5 Celsius for the next week or so. Yeah, we're getting it this time. We've been kind of missing
Lucky
all of the full Arctic blast, but we're gonna get some this week.
My son had his first day working on a farm this morning. He got a job at a pizza place that he's working at tonight, this afternoon. But this lady is kind of cool. She kind of gives him like $60 for a 4-hour day. You know, they go around and $60 cash. You know,
right.
So
yep. Oh yeah.
He's out working, doing his thing. He's gonna be feeding chickens, cleaning pens, that kind of thing. But I'm like, if you're gonna be in and outside, dude, you better dress warm, because you're fine. You're fine when you're standing outside for about 5 minutes. When you've been outside for a half hour, 45 minutes, and that wind starts to pick up, you're gonna be regretting life. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Miss Billy has been doing nothing but complaining, being out with her chickens, with the weather the way it's been. She comes in, back's all stiff and stuff, just from the cold. Being cold. Yeah, knees, all that stuff, just from being out there, just doing hauling feed and stuff. So, yeah, I get it. If he's good enough, maybe you ought to send him down here. I can use some help.
It's a training day today, but I just found out that she sells free range chicken eggs. So
yeah.
I told him, I said,
how much are they up there now?
Eggs? Well, if I go and I buy like a supermarket flat of like 30 of them, at the store I can get them for $10.
Really?
Yeah.
They're about, well, depending on where you go around here, I guess they're up to $9-10 a dozen. US.
Really?
Yes.
What
Something
the
about
hell's
this
going on with
doggone
eggs?
bird flu. They're blaming it on bird flu.
That sounds like horse shit to me.
That's all right. I got 30 hens out here. I might bump my prices up to about $6 or $7.
But it's kind of funny because all the prices for all the rest of the food is like insane. Like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I was gonna buy like a blade roast, a simple blade roast, which is considered like junk meat almost, But you're getting one of these things. For me to buy one that weighs about 2 pounds, it costs me $25.
Yeah. Well,
$25.
Barbecues ruin junk meat as far as pricing goes. Barbecue smokers. I mean, you used to get bacon 79 cents a pound. Pork bellies 99 cents a pound. Brisket. All that stuff. All that junk meat was. Now it's all. Well, I got a pound of bacon. It was $7 for a decent looking pound of bacon. It's like whatever.
Pound of bacon is $12 up here now.
Yeah. It's like all the junk meat is just barbecue. barbecuing and smoking ruined that. There ain't no junk meat no more.
No, there's not. I used to buy
No
a lot.
junk meat.
I used to buy a lot of hanger steaks and tri-tip steaks and that kind of stuff, and not many people knew about them, you know. But I
Mm-hmm.
used to buy them, and everything's expensive. Oxtail is another thing too. You couldn't give it away, and now
Yeah.
it's like a prime
No.
cut, you know.
Yeah. Everything's a prime cut. All
Yeah,
those guys with them $10,000 smokers, everything's expensive now. They can pay $10,000 for a smoker for junk meat. It ain't junk meat no more.
yeah, that's the truth.
Thanks, Traeger.
They claim they have to kill the whole flock if infected. Yeah, I've heard of that. They did
Mm-hmm.
the same thing up here, out where my buddy lives. There was a deer farm. They used to sell. They used to produce deer for meat, sell it at local places and whatever. And it turned out that one of them got CWD.
Mm.
So the government came in, called 1,000 heads of his flock, took them all, every single one of them. They were done. And then they decided to, in a 40-kilometer radius around his farm, they called another 800 of them to see if they could find, and I think it was 850 or something like that. It was a stupid number, like 849 or something. But they killed 800 plus fucking deer in that area and didn't find one instance of it in the wild. Nothing at all.
Wow.
But this farmer, which was part of the issue, is this farmer was actually taking they were bringing in deer from the U.S. that had population areas that were like this, and it's like, okay, dude, you're not going to go and bring in deer from a place that actually has CWD in the wild all over the place. That makes no sense. But that's what they did, and he ended up having chronic wasting disease in his flock, and they took so many deer.
That's not really similar, but kind of the same thing happened here, east side of the mountains, east side of the Cascades over in eastern Washington, northern Idaho. They had a problem, was it about 3 years ago when we had our drought season. The deer were drinking contaminated water because there's nothing to drink, and they got that what's called blue tongue.
Oh boy.
It's some kind of a disease or something, bacterial disease or something, and it killed off like 90% of the deer over there.
Oh
So all
wow.
the that's where all the hunters and stuff went. But yeah, there was no hunting for a year because there was no deer. Then they had a waiting year because you had to let the new deer grow, and then the third year, which was last year, you couldn't hunt because they wanted to make sure that
The
it didn't
population
carry.
was,
Right. So
yeah.
I think finally this year was finally the first year they let them hunt over there. But yeah, it was a pretty messed up situation, right down
Yeah,
on the border, right to Idaho or Eastern Oregon, Eastern Washington, right there in the tri-state area, right there. You couldn't hunt for a couple 100-mile radius around there. It was pretty wild. And that's where prime hunting place is around here.
and it's kind of sketchy too because it wouldn't take much when you have a big deer population. That means you're going to have a big predator population, and when a lot
Mm-hmm.
of them die off like that, I mean, it doesn't take much to make the herd disappear. You know?
Matter Matter of fact, we got some of my guys from my day job. Not next weekend, but the weekend after next, are heading over in that area to do predator control. So they're taking all of their pew-pews and all that other stuff. They're heading over the mountains over towards Lewiston, Idaho, uh, Walla Walla, down in that area, and going to have some fun. No permits, no license, just letting them
Just
go
go.
out there and just gun them down.
Wow.
Yeah, sounded
That's
like fun.
crazy.
I wouldn't mind going, but okay, guys. Sorry, we've been yapping. Let me catch up here. What we got going on? The world's still messed up. Yep, world's still messed up. Thanks for the info. We all know that. Zach, good morning, sir. Butler Outdoors. Good morning.
Morning, Butler. John W. Shades.
Who else we got?
I'm a little out of commission for a little while. I'm going to try to finish up the 2 that I got going, drill the holes, and then buff it. That's pretty much where I'm at this point. I got like 4 holes to drill. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 8 holes, 10 holes to drill, and then I'm done. But I'm a little out of commission today. I'm going to try to see if I can get something figured out. And then I have 2 more frames I got to do. After that, we could talk. But a wrap and tuck is easily done, my friend. Sorry, go ahead.
Cool. Oh, no. I was just...
Badgy, my man. What's up?
Let's see, am I caught up?
I think I saw something from somebody. I got to answer his question, if it's possible, if he's still in the chat.
Okay, you catch up. I'm going to get this next stage done here real quick. I'm not leaving you guys. I'm just trying to get Paul's slingshot together here real quick that he bought. So
Kyle Blackman, are you still in the chat there, buddy? You said there was some problem in delivery? Let me know what's up, man. What happened with the order? Or with your frame? How long does it take for you guys to build a frame? Like a week or a few days? Well, here's the thing. If we're actually talking about work time, because I'm a family man, I got work, I work full time, I drive around, I do all kinds of crap. I don't have that much time to be in the shop all the time working. But usually I try to do batches of 3 or 4 at a time. So what I do is I cut out all my pieces. I get them all cut out. I get them all glued up. And usually that takes me about, I don't know, it takes me about maybe an hour and a half. It's not very long. When you have your template, you glue your template or draw your template out on your pieces with a little bit of tape. Actually, I'll show you. So step 1 is I have a template and I draw it out onto my pieces. And then I just cut them out. And it doesn't take long for my blade runner, which I'll show you right here. Excuse the mess, but that right there, that orange fella, that's my blade runner. And I also have a, I don't know what you call that. It's like a coping saw, but a mechanical one. Anyway, I have that, and I chop up my pieces. For my Carta, I find that works better. And for the G10, the G10 and carbon, the Blade Runner works better. So getting all those done, all those pieces cut out, glued, everything put together for 3 frames, about an hour and a half. Then I put a couple pieces of tape, a scroll saw. That's what we're looking for. Thanks, Daryl. Then once I've got everything glued together, I do a sand down on each face just to make sure it's flat. There's no glue or anything like that. I put some masking tape on it, on that and on my template, and I glued them together and I run them through my router, which is buried under all this shit that I didn't clean up after destroying my finger yesterday. So I put it on my router, and the router's got like a little bearing on the top of it. I'll show you this piece here. It's got a little bearing on the top of it, and that runs along your template, and it routes out the whole side. So in this case, I use a flat one that just routes out all the shape all the way around. And I'm doing 3 frames on that. It takes about 15 minutes. It's super fast. Then at that point, it comes down to I make a decision if I want to make it. You want to drill holes through it or whatever it is you want to do. I start drilling all the holes for the help me out, for the for the clips and all that stuff. Once all that's done, we're pretty much good to go. All that part's fast. The longest time of everything, it's the sanding. The sanding's a motherfucker. I'm telling you. The hand sanding, the wet sanding, and all that. I was super excited yesterday too because I cut down all my working time by quite a bit by picking up this. I got a reciprocating drum sander, and that made a huge difference in my
Yes,
time for
that's
sanding.
that's my next toy.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it, Rick. 100% worth it. I couldn't believe
I
how
have
fast
these.
it.
I use these in the drill press. They work,
Yeah,
okay. But
yeah,
yeah, having that reciprocating one, the oscillating one, yeah,
yeah,
that's next. Miss Billy
and
just
it's
bought me that.
oh
My
nice,
table saw. She just bought me
very nice.
that. I just got to use it this morning for the first time. Works good. Okay, are we back? Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
we're back.
Didn't mean to give you motion sickness there.
Yeah,
Uh,
sanding sucks, but it's a must for a good finish. It is. It really is.
it
But
does.
the good
It
thing is
does.
basically it on that reciprocating. I don't know, not reciprocating, oscillating drum sander. The thing is nice is it moves up and down all the time. So while it's moving up and down, it keeps your thing from heating up too much and getting
Mm-hmm.
worn out in one spot. And the
Exactly.
cool thing is once you're done, you can take that off, you flip it right back over, and you're ready to go, good to go too. One thing I did do is instead of using the sanding drums that it came with, which was like an 80 grit, way too aggressive
Mm-hmm.
for what I need,
Mm-hmm.
what I do is I take my regular sandpaper, I tear a strip off of it, and I just tape it
Mm-hmm.
at the top and at the bottom, and that's it.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I do with those. I just buy 8 by 8.5 by 11 sheets, cut them up, wrap
Yeah,
them
wet
around,
wet
lock them
dry
in, and use
sandpaper.
those. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I got, yep, 120, 240, 360, 500, 800. I got them all. Just wrap them up and put them around there, whatever I need.
Yep.
But
The
yeah.
only thing I will
Yeah.
say is using
Mm-hmm.
composites, you wear out your router bits really fast. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're gonna go through like 3 slingshots, maybe 4, and then on my Cardo, you're starting to burn it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely something to think about. But the router really does make a much faster. So
Oh,
in the end, I probably from beginning to end, I probably get about 6 hours worth of work in 3 slingshots. Now that
yeah.
I'm getting my stuff all together. Like the like this thing here, these two are ready to be buffed. Like once I put this on the
Yeah.
buffer, all that's gonna explode, like it's gonna pop like
Yes, it
crazy.
is.
This
Mm-hmm.
this one too. This one is
Mm-hmm.
very good. I got it sanded down to 1200 grit, and when I put this on the buffer, this is actually I don't think I got the backside of that. That's only at 800, but I mean, look at that. That's pretty damn clean. There's no
Yeah.
scratches, no nothing.
No. Yeah.
I might have some of the marks still left from up near the fork, so I'll clean that up. But yeah, right up
Yeah.
here near the fork, I'll clean that up a
It's
little bit more.
gorgeous,
But this
man.
is,
It's just
huh?
gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's just
it's gonna
gorgeous.
be nice, and I'm gonna put a
Yeah.
little my ATO logo in the center there.
Cool.
We'll put that
Yeah.
little ATO.
You need to get one of these, Mark. Funnest tool
Yeah,
in my shop.
yeah.
A branding
I
iron.
know. We're gonna
That's the
talk at
funnest
some
tool.
point. We're gonna talk at some point because I want to start doing some. I gotta find out where you got that or had it made.
Uh-huh.
I want to get one of those for all my natties, and I'm gonna start doing
Mhm.
some avros with wood finish,
Yeah.
which is also in the books, to be
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. That's by far my funnest tool in the shop, period. I absolutely love doing it. It's so fun, even though it does only last 20 seconds, if that, but it's so fun. Just the sound, the smell, the blindness because of all the smoke you can't see. It's fun.
Yeah, Hawk Slings. One of those black and white almost took me out this week. It it got pulled up into my drill, ripped this piece right off the top of it, and this spun around with a really sharp edge and turned my finger into hamburger meat. So yeah, Saturday sucked.
Yeah.
My son
Yeah.
was all pissed. My son was pissed
Go
off
ahead,
at me
Mark.
because I didn't go to the hospital.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna go wait 13 hours in there. What I'm gonna
You know what?
I'll just sit here quietly and
Yep.
clean her
Just
up good, glue it shut,
just like mom
and
and dad used to say.
yeah,
Go rub some dirt on it.
go rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Hawk,
I feel. Go ahead, Mark.
it happened so fast, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was holding it down, I had it butted up against the end. It started to drill, and all of a sudden it popped up and whack, 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 whack. It was
Yep.
like this, and I was like, ah! Moved my
Mm-hmm.
hand away.
Yeah.
The piece went flying across my shop. And then I shut the machine off. I'm like, oh, fuck, man. I just broke my slingshot. I go to grab it. I look at my hand. I'm pissing blood everywhere. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Always fun. Always fun. Yeah.
Sling
I
nerd.
find Mark. Oh,
Sling
go
nerd.
ahead.
Just a little, sorry, Rick. Just a little
Yeah. Go
tip.
ahead.
He said, can you get those anti-cut gloves like people use for whittling? Never, never, never use gloves on something that turns. Ever.
No. No.
I know a guy. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Keep those fingers free. I know a guy who was working at a machine shop, and the guy was using a Morris drill, and these things turn pretty slow usually, at a much slower than the drill that I was using, and he went to go grab some of the excess that was turning around. He grabbed the piece tangled up in his glove, and it twisted his finger off. Anything that spins, turns, or pulls, do not wear
Mm-hmm.
gloves. It'll pull you into the
No.
machine.
I've got intimate experience and close personal experience with both. I was wearing these, but I was on the belt sander and I had it turned up like this because when I do it, I use the angles here when I'm
Oh
doing my
yeah.
rough cut. And that sucker got caught in there. Luckily, this thing isn't too strong, and it just bounded up, and I was stuck like this. I had to shut it off and fish my way out of it. But yeah, my uncle, he worked as a sawyer, a logger for most of his life. He was working in the veneer mill, and they were wearing gloves, and they were feeding plywood into the veneer machine, and he was standing there, and he went to feed it. They were standing there, he was holding it, and the guy on the other side fed before he was ready, and the glove grabbed a hold of a shard of the veneer, and it drug his hand through the rollers, and all the way up to the middle of his arm. He ended up peeling his hand out. His whole hand was completely flesh free, just down to the bone.
Oh
Two
man.
years he walked. 2 years he walked around with his hand sewn to different parts of his ass for skin grafts. And then had the
Yeah.
little. He had the little machine with the little rubber bands on his fingers that came up over the top, looked like something out of sci-fi movie or something, for rubber bands for attention, so for therapy. His hand shrunk. It was never the same. Yeah, so don't wear gloves, anything moving. Really,
No.
honestly, personally,
Yeah.
honest guys, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
If you're picking up sharp stuff, gloves. If you're raking or moving around where you're afraid you can get like friction burns, gloves. Hot stuff, gloves. Anything that's moving, turning, anything like that, no fucking gloves. No way.
No, no, no. Suffer.
Yep.
A sanding scrub goes away quicker than the finger growing back.
Yeah, where you going, Lone? Yeah, we had a guy
Come
too at
on.
my work. We had a guy too at my work. This guy Marcel. He got his hand pulled into the Turk head on the tubing mill, and
Mhm.
him was the same thing. They had to put his hand inside of his under his skin in his
Mm,
stomach for
mm,
a long time. He was like 6
mm,
months. He was in there and they were moving it around like
mhm.
disgusting. I didn't even know they did
Oh
that.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, he'd have. I mean, how can you sleep when you got your hand sewn to your ass? I don't know. I still don't know how he did it. But
No.
they sew his hand to his ass for 2-3 weeks. Then they unsew it, and you have this big old lump of skin on the inside of his hand. And they sit there and they take a sander, you know, sand that shit down, try to get it flat again. It was horrible. It was
Yeah.
horrible.
I guess
I,
it's
I, I
better than
wouldn't wish that
losing your
on
hand,
anybody.
but
I, I, Well, he still ended up. He never could, and it was never the same. He never could use it because he never got all the tendon and nerve damage in there too. So
Yeah,
I mean, he had a hand, but
the guy Marcel, he has like a little bit of his thumb, and all the way like just like all this is gone, and it looks like he looks like a burn victim. So like, have you ever seen somebody who's been really burnt bad? It looks like that. It was right up to his wrist. It was just disgusting.
Okay, quick cut. Keep them busy, Mark.
You got it. I use panther piss for infections. Tough to collect though. I bet Al. If they could sew my hand to a nice rack for a week, that wouldn't be upset. Yeah, me either, Hawk. I would have to ask for a robot hand at that point, powered by ChatGPT. You got to watch out for those robot hands. I don't know if you ever watched. What's that movie? What TV show with the nerds there? Anyway, he had a little robot hand and he tried to rub one out with it. Got stuck on his junk. Good old Howard. Yeah. I was so pissed, guys. I was really looking forward to getting these up. And just to let you know, I also have what did I put up here? I'll show you. I got these awesome kits.
Sorry, guys, we're running away from you. We haven't forgot about you. Okay, all the new folks that are in, www.hillbillyslings.com, the new website for Hillbilly. Any of the frames in the site, use discount code ATO10 down below. Ropo's got it marked down there, pinned. ATO10 gets you another 10% off with the already sale price on the frame. So free shipping in the US also.
You know what, Hillbilly? I had a little bit of trouble. I had a little trouble finding your site at one point. And when I pulled the site off the link off of your website, it was actually HTTP / hillbillyslings.com. When I tried www.hillbillyslings.com, it didn't pop up.
That's because it's still working its way through the algorithms and the meta files. It's going to work, but yeah, if you just use HTTP or just type in hillbillyslings.com, it'll forward it right to it.
It'll pull it right up.
If you actually put it in. Yeah, it's
I got a Ruguru and a Trail Boss. Ooh. What kind of Trail Boss are we talking about? I got a Trail Boss. I'm going to show it to you. Hold on.
This is the Trail. This is the Trail Boss. There is a wrap and tuck on the site right now, but this is the clip version.
Oh, that's a Trail Boss?
Yeah, it's the Trail Boss.
Oh, wow. We're talking two completely different Trail Bosses.
Right, exactly, right?
Yeah, mine's from Cold Steel.
Mine's from Hillbilly. This is a clip version. The wrap and tuck. Here's the wrap and tuck. This one's set up for left-hand hold.
Oh, very nice. That's a badass looking frame.
This one's on the site. So it's a bitty guy. It's a little guy. It's kind of an offshoot of the BR549, but a little bit more of a proprietary hold, left and right hand hold, angle hold. Cool. But I've got a left hand hold, wrap and tuck, and well, this is the display model, but somebody could talk me out of it. It's right hand hold. It's clipped, so it's right hand hold. So let me know. ATO10 gets you another 10% off. Mark, I wanted to show you this too.
What's that?
I wanted to show you this too.
Oh,
remember this guy?
Yes, sir.
You know what?
How do you like
What
it?
did I tell you? What did I tell you when I won it? I wanted to do a co-live with you to shoot
Yes, sir.
with your setup. I still haven't shot this thing yet
At all?
because I've been waiting to do a co-live with you on it.
Oh, wow.
So it's killing me that I haven't shot it yet. But I've been waiting because I wanted to use your setup. I wanted to test your setup and see how it felt and what everything, all the differences and similarities between my setup and yours. I thought that was going to be really cool. So next time, hopefully when the weather's nice, we can get
Yeah,
outside.
it's
No,
not
not
freezing.
today.
No,
Yeah.
not today.
We're gonna do another one, and I'm finally gonna get to shoot this thing, but I want you to be there when I shoot it.
How do you find it felt in your hand?
It feels amazing. It feels really
Feels nice,
nice.
eh?
I really like it. Yeah. I mean, it's right up my alley. I mean, it's just the right size, just the right width, just everything about it just feels right. And even your band setup feels really, really, really close to my setup as far as pull weight, draw length, all that feels really close. Really close.
I think I had that one set up for clays.
Uh-huh.
I can't even remember. I
Yeah.
shot that quick video for it, and then that was
It
it.
must be electric white 0.5
Yeah, probably.
with the root pouch.
It might be 0.5 or 0.45. I'm not sure. I don't
Yeah.
even remember.
It looks like 0.5. Could be 4.5 though. I just cut up some uh green Omega Green 0.55 last night, hoping I was going to get a chance to get out and shoot, but I don't think I'm going to.
Mark, what's that Spyderco you carry looking to buy a new EDC? Al, you talking about this one here? This is it's called the Spyderco Ikuchi. But I kind of switch it between this one and the paramilitary too.
Okay, Paul. I'll even leave the bands on it for you. I'll shoot you a price after a bit. I'll take care of you. You know I will. So no more right hand hold trail boss. Paul just bought it. Cool. Well, let's see. Well, 5 frames. Let's see. We got. Where is your box? Oh, it's in the house. 1, 2. Yeah, 5 frames. Okay, coming your way.
Yeah, so just to show you this, guys, real quick. Whenever I start making those premium line Avros, like the carbon fiber ones or the multi-layered micarta ones, they're going to be coming with
That's
a
Birdie.
really nice bag. It's got felt inside and everything, made by Leon. So
Those are Birdie.
anybody who has never seen any of Leon's work, it's super top notch, guys. Like no joke.
Very, very nice stuff. Everything I've got.
I challenge you to find anybody who makes lanyards and that kind of stuff that does his style quality. It's insane. They'll also be coming with. Got a few things in here. Hang on. A wrap and tuck tool. It'll be coming with a wrist lanyard and a neck lanyard, similar to the one I'm wearing. I just went with the. I mean, he's got the red and white one. Actually, it's kind of nice. I like that one. I got the black and red with the white lanyard on, but really, really nice. And he beefed up the clips. The clips are much bigger than the older ones. And again, work is fantastic. And of course, it'll be coming with a Squat Shots sticker and an ATO sticker.
Yep. Leon stuff goes. I've got. Depending on the frames, they come in his bags. They come with the lanyards. They come with the wrap and tuck tools. They come with stickers. Yeah, his stuff is just incredible. Love it. Paul, yes. I'll get with you later. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it as usual. And of course, Brotherhood of the Hairy Fish. You got it, buddy. Now what was that? What else was I doing? I was going to talk to you about something else. I can't remember. It'll come to me. We're going to be here for a bit unless you kick me out.
No.
Let's see. Let me catch up a little bit here. I think we're caught up. Okay. Yes, Paul. Sniper Sling Black. I'll leave that set of bands on there.
Spider Coat Eat Coochie. Pretty close.
Yeah. I'll leave those are Sniper Sling 0.5 Black. I'll leave those on there for you. I love that stuff. The new formula Sniper Sling Black. It's really nice. It's really good.
Yeah, Leon, the red, white, and black are just it's just I freaking love them, dude. I love them.
Leon, you're the man. I appreciate everything. I got the green bags that go with some of the wrap and tucks, along with the I'm out of wrist lanyards, but I still got some of the neck lanyards in camo. They go along with certain frames. Of course, the wrap and tuck tool go with the wrap and tucks, that kind of thing. So yeah, just great stuff, Leon. Keep it up, buddy. Hopefully, I'll be keeping you busy here in the not too distant future. And I'm working on that for Paul too. I got to come up with a hippie Billy or a glitter Billy. So that's in the works.
Hippie Billy, I love it.
Yeah, hippie Billy. I got some ideas, but the weather's got to get warmer because the materials I'm going to use doesn't like this cold stuff. But there's definitely a hippie Billy in the future.
What's up, peanut butter?
Yep, I do, Leon, and yep. When I'm getting low, but when I get dangerously low, I'll be hitting you up. I'm about a week or two out. I know how long that takes, and I know they take a minute. So,
And a Disco Billy.
Disco Billy's going to be the same as the. It's going to be an offshoot of the hippie Billy because it's you got 60s, 70s. I might come up with a disco ball type looking thing. Hippie Billy, hairy armpits. We got a hairy fish. We might as well do hairy armpits too, right? Right at the edge of the wire there, and put a little hairball on each side, so it's feels a little comfortable on when you're holding it. Little hair right there, Right on. Good idea.
Have you guys ever made a frame out of antlers? I have not, but maybe Rick has.
Not yet.
I know you've got that nice track. Look at that.
Got an elk antler. We're gonna give it a shot here. As soon as I get caught up, I got a three more frames to do, but this is next on my new project list to do. I'm thinking I'm going to have it's awful thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to have it down the middle, and then put it on I'm going to do something, maybe a little ergo or something with it. Fill it up and do an ergo with it. But that's a nice wide there. It's a little wide, but I'll do something with it. This one's perfect. I like that one. Then if all else fails, and then we got some tips for. I'm going to keep a couple, but I'm going to send a couple to Leon. He already put dibs on the tips, so I'll send a couple to him when I get cutting it. But I got access to more of these too. My buddy, one of my work guys, he lives out in the country out here, and they have a herd of elk out on the property out there, and when they shed, they shed right there on the property, so he gets elk sheds all the time. So hopefully if this works out, I'll have more.
Stuff stinks when sanding, eh? Yeah, I've
Yep.
heard that.
Yeah.
It stinks when sanding. Stinks when cutting too.
Yep. Yep. Cut and sand. Anytime, any kind of friction against it, get those dust flying, sneezing, and queasy stomach right off the bat until you get used to it. That's another reason why I haven't quite started yet, but because I know the smell.
Just get a good mask going. You know, the ones with
Well,
the little pucks.
or wait until it warms up and just open up the door on the shop.
Yeah.
Get a nice breeze going through. Yes, antler sucks. I know, Leon. That's horrible. Okay, what was I going to do here? Okay, so far so good, Paul. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'll be done today. We'll probably get your stuff out tomorrow, probably. Back to Slingshot construction, Paul. Mark. Sorry. Actual assembly time is nothing. I mean, compared to the prep work and the finish work would take forever.
Yep.
It's the actual assembly. I'll have this thing done in 20 minutes. It's getting it to look the way I want it to look and getting it set up to make it so it goes quick to where I want to get it to work. That's the hard part. You know, when I'm sitting here and I don't have any distractions, I can put one of these together in about 3 hours. Okay, and that's glue set time and everything. But the prep work to get everything the way I want it to do to look, and then the finish work adds another 3 to 5 hours. It's just the prep work and the finish work are the killers. The actual assembly is not hard at all.
That's the same.
Yeah,
It's the same for me. Same for me, pretty much. It's just prepping everything, get everything all ready, and all that stuff. And you know, like when I'm doing my layers, you know, the initial sanding, just trying to get everything all proper, so it's going to glue together properly, that kind of thing. But the actual cutting the pieces out, it's lightning quick. Lightning quick. It's
the
funny
assembly
actually
part
how
of
fast it is. Yeah.
the assembly part's nothing. The assembly part is kind of the tedious, boring part. The prep work is fun, and the finish work is a pain in the ass, but it's still a blast.
I think the probably the one part of it where I get a little bit psycho and worried about is actually the drilling of the holes for the clips to make sure everything's even. But I've recently came up with a little thing that kind of helps me out. I used to do it like kind of freehand and just kind of like really, you know, guide it in, but I stopped doing that because even a 0.5 millimeter off in height, for example, you see it and it's just like, it just drives me crazy. So I started using a file, a straight edge on a file, and I clamp it down to my drilling table. So while I'm drilling the hole, my distance from left to right is always the same. And then I basically what I do is I use my vernier and I kind of scratch a little line at 5 millimeters and then another one at 10 millimeters. And I want my hole to be within those two lines because my rib nuts are 5 millimeters. So I put those in there, drill and I have two other lines. I do 7 millimeters in from each side because my tips are 27 millimeters. So I drill my holes at that point. We're good. You know, it's the holes are good. Everything's even as close as possible. And on that little line, I put a little pin dot. So when I do my first test drill to make sure that I'm lined up good, if that little hole disappears, I hold her down and I give her hell.
Yep.
But
exactly.
Yeah.
It was a huge process of elimination, and they're still not 100% perfect. But then again, nothing hillbilly is. But and then a couple of new pieces of equipment, and it's really helped out a lot as far as appearance, not only as appearance, but especially on this old fragile wood like this. If you get any chatter or anything like that, it breaks it, splits it.
Yeah.
So I got a couple of nice new little things here, and it's helped out immensely. But everything's so, and there's the The clips are still a little wet, Paul. They'll get a little prettier here as I get a chance to dry them up. My little secret formula for accelerating rust. And yeah, I had these clips done up, and I found mild steel, carbon steel screws, and I had the Leighton boys hook me up with some mild steel clips so that I could rust them. Yeah, so I could intentionally rust them.
What did you use to rust them? Did you just put some water in them and leave them outside, or?
No, it's a 3-part process. Hydrogen peroxide, white vinegar, and salt,
Oh, nice.
and time.
Yeah, I was thinking
Especially when
salt
it's
water
cold.
was probably the way to go, but yeah, the hydrogen peroxide probably kicks it up too.
Yeah, and I sorry, Paul. Again, it took. I've been doing it. I've made 3 or 4 of them, and then when I went to make Paul's here, I couldn't get the reaction to work. And 2 weeks, no reaction, sitting out here. So I took them in the house, and just that little bit of change in temperature
Yeah, the heat helps.
overnight, overnight. And it's funny because it's been cool out here. When I did the other ones, it wasn't so bad. It wasn't cold, very warm out here, and it worked just fine. It was just weird set of circumstances. What we got going on here? So what else going on out there, guys? 22 per. Let's see here. You guys are nuts. Yeah, I do a pilot hole. It's just this wood. This is the only wood I have a problem with, is this old relic wood. Just because it's so old. I mean, there's no weight to it. It feels like nothing. And I got to be really careful cutting it. I can't get any. I got to keep it so it doesn't chatter. So I got to make sure it's perfectly flat, perfectly level, and I got to go use a really fine tooth blade in the scroll saw, and it just to keep it from, just to make sure it doesn't chatter. But it looks good when it's ready. And then once it's all glued down and stuff, and it's all pinned and everything, it's fine. It's just the actual messing with it when you're cutting, and it's reason I got the table saw, Mark, is this stuff is too thick to use. Really, I mean, it's about 3/8, almost a half inch. So
You rip it now?
I've been ripping it. That's why Miss Billy got me the table saw. So I take it. Yeah, I did my first one last night. And it's actually what I'm working on for Paul here. I just got to work on getting it a little bit more centered. The other one's a little thinner. I'm going to use them on my keychains. Sorry, that's cow bag. Yeah, I got keychains coming. Good, Al. Al, that was one of my favorite builds. That one that you picked up. That's a cool little frame. Actually, it's not little. I left the cedar on that one a little thick, but it's a beauty. Love it. Paul, when are you doing your giveaway? I know you said you were going to do it. Was it today or was it tomorrow?
His Valentine's special, he says.
Oh,
For an unboxing.
yeah.
Happy birthday, wife.
Oh, that one. Yeah. 11 o'clock.
11 today?
o'clock.
Oh,
11 Eastern, 11 Central, 11 Mountain, 11 Pacific.
he's on the West Coast, so
Well, I think he's Mountain. So
yeah.
he's 1 hour over, I think. Yeah, Mountain. Okay, so 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock my time. Okay. I'll be there.
Oh man.
What else you got going on there, Mark?
Yeah, I'm just kind of chilling, man. It sucks. I was really hoping
Mm-hmm.
to get these guys finished and get a few other ones started, and I'm kind of like my wind's out of my sails, man.
I know it's kind of depressing, isn't it? When you
Yeah, it
got all this,
sucks.
when you got all this work to do, and you just can't do it. I know it
Yeah,
sucks.
I may
Even if it,
I may try to get the holes done at least today. And I wanted to put
yeah.
my maker's mark pin inside of the frame and have that
Mm-hmm.
glued, and then it's just a quick sand and then a buff at that point, and I'm done. But
Yeah.
it's going to be hard to do everything like this because I can't really bend my
I know.
finger.
It just I get you. I can see it in your face. I can hear it in your voice. You want to
Yeah,
be doing something, and you know you just can't, and it sucks. I know it
yeah.
really sucks.
Ev- Even at that, I was digging around and I found this frame yesterday. the
Oh,
the frame that I could never remember the name of from Simple Shot.
uh
Stylus. I got it. I got it. The stylus.
huh.
I actually quite like this frame, and I wanted to see if I could take a couple of shots. I don't know if I should though.
Well,
It kind of hurts.
all, all you can do is break it open again, and then you know that you can't shoot again for another couple of days until it seals up again.
Yeah.
Just wrap it tight.
Oh, it's wrapped pretty tight. I had to take it off because when I went to the pharmacy this morning to pick up my stuff,
Hmm.
the tip of my finger was turning dark blue. I'm like, ooh, this is not good.
Oops, not too tight. Not too tight. Not too tight. There
Cowboy
you
up,
go.
brother. Yeah, I think I'm gonna
Who's
have
that?
to, Daryl.
Who's that
I'm
that
gonna.
shoots like that? That's
I think Tim shoots like that, doesn't he?
Cool Hand Luke. Luke.
Cool. Oh,
He shoots with he uses his middle finger, and I think it's Luke.
I might be able to get a couple shots off like that. Yeah, I might give it a shot.
Eh, as long
Oh
as it
no,
doesn't mess with
I'm
your.
my release hand is fine. That finger's okay. It's my
Oh,
frame hand that's it's kind of juicy.
oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, grab a 80 millimeter, or an 85 millimeter, so it comes down further on your hand, so it's away from your thumb or your
I'll
finger.
just I'll just put that lanyard on in case it slips out of my hand.
There you go.
Yeah. I can't get a good grip on it right now, so yeah,
Oh,
that might work. That might work.
little swollen. You be shooting low.
Yeah. Yeah. They have more rodeos in Texas. Oh, in Alberta, yeah.
Isn't that where the big rodeo is up there every year in
Yep.
Alberta?
Yeah, the Calgary Stampede.
Zach, we can remedy that, and you could remedy it real quick if you go to the new website, hillbillyslings.com. There's still some great stuff there on sale, and then I got that discount
ATO10.
code down there. Got that discount code down there. You put in ATO10 and you get another 10% off the price. Free shipping in the US even still. And a ton of hillbilly goodies that go along with them.
What's up, Sea Dog? Mr. Zach, how you doing, buddy?
Dog slings. How do?
Yeah, Zach, you definitely got to get one of those, and I highly recommend the Boot Hill. I freaking love mine.
Yeah, there you go. That's what started it all. I got two really nice ones sitting here that are on the site, wrap and tucks. So $62.95 on the website. Another 10% off, free shipping, and they come in a little storage bag. All the hillbilly goodies along with it. Can't go wrong. Boot Hill is. I mean, of all these frames that I still build, I mean, the Boot Hill, my main shooter my main hillbilly shooter is this guy. And I love this frame to death. And I need to build another one to put it on the site. It's a clipped one.
Oh man,
Clip boot hill. And this frame, I love this frame. I think it's closest that I've found in any of my builds that's perfect for me. But I love this frame. I'll be buried with this frame. It again, it just works. It works well for me. I love it. Yes, Paul, you always get the ATO 10, dude. Frequent flyers get you get the deal, dude. Don't worry. You get a deal always.
somebody needs to
Oh,
put that badass Spitfire up on that website. You making a Spitfire too, Rick?
I make Spitfires.
You do?
Hawk Weston, he's got one that is just gorgeous. This is the Spitfire. The UK Spitfire is my favorite.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
my favorite non-Hillbilly frame.
That I knew. I was when he said Spitfire, I was thinking the one from Omega. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so sexy.
Yeah, that's the Cocobolo. Yeah, that's the UK Spitfire is my favorite non-hillbilly frame. It just there's just something about this frame. It's just I love it.
I really liked mine. It's not a hillbilly frame, but I got one of the ones from the Leighton guys. Actually, it wasn't from Leighton's. It's made by the Leightons, but I got it from Southwest Caddies.
Yeah,
and he sent it off to me, and I absolutely love that frame. Like there's something magical about it. I don't know what it is, but I actually handed that off to a youngster who's just getting started in slingshots, and I was thinking, what would be the best slingshot for him to start off with?
Great.
I sent him
Fantastic.
that one and a Scout LT, an original Scout LT.
Yeah.
I gave him both of those, one for him, one for his dad, so he could shoot in the garage. Set him up pretty good. Yeah.
Good deal.
But now I miss
Good
it.
deal.
Now I miss it.
I got it. And then, guys, if you're looking for a UK Spitfire,
take it easy, Cade. You're the man.
There is a wrap and tuck. There's a wrap and tuck UK Spitfire that I call Valhalla versions. Valhalla. I burn them so they look burnt, and it's really gorgeous. It's really a nice look. I wanted to keep it for myself. I can't keep them all. I gotta. That's my problem. Oh man, this is nice.
It's hard though. It's hard to get rid of them. You know.
It is. I call them my display frames that I carry to work and I leave on the counter. So I got my bag over here, bag of trips. I got like 10 frames that I've built that are my displays that I don't sell. Actually, I do. I've sold a couple off the counter at work, but Shades, take care, my friend. Good seeing you.
Later, Shades. Have a good wander with Copper.
But yeah, just yeah, I just that okay, that's Paul's. I can't remember that. But yeah, these boot hill frame is still my favorite design that I build. Even though the BR549 feels really good, and I shoot it well, the boot hill. The first one's always the best one.
Mr. Backcountry, what's up?
Hi there.
Yeah, I think out of all the hillbilly frames that I have, for some reason that boot hill, when I put it in my hand, it was like instant, like natural, like it was meant to be shot by me. Yeah,
it fits. It just I mean it's just a chunk, but man, it works. It works. It perfect length. Perfect. Yep. It just works. I love it. I've got my wrap and tuck ones in the house that I carry. I put in my bag that I carry to work with my ammo and stuff. That if I get a chance to go out and shoot out by the pond, I'll go out and do it. Mr. Backcountry, good morning. Bushcraft.
Bushcraft
Morning, sir.
What's up, brother?
Yeah. Sorry I missed you live this morning.
James
You see
Chambers.
why? I was doing it myself. It was fun being on your live the other night, night before last. It was fun. Good stuff. Good material. My one of my second favorite hobbies, bushcraft. I love bushcraft.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah, it's it's almost a crime I haven't been out in a while, out in the woods, and I need to do that. I was thinking about maybe doing a live here in the next couple of weekends, taking the old solo stove out and setting up, cooking a little coffee and eggs, and then doing a little shooting. I just tears me up. I'm not out there.
That was actually my plan today, was to do this live from the ice while ice fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then the finger thing happened, and then and then I realized how cold it is outside today. I was like,
Yeah.
screw that.
Actually, I'm a bit overdressed because they said it was supposed to be cold this morning, cold, but it wasn't. It was cold, but it wasn't cold. The cold decided it was going to take an extra day or so to get here.
Yeah, we got a solid minus 31 with the wind chill this morning. So yeah, I was like, no,
Yeah,
that's gonna be me wandering the holes every 5 minutes, and like, screw that. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, well, we're there. The wind's only supposed to blow about 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour gusts. So, but still, when the low is 16 degrees Fahrenheit, it'll bring it down to zero. So it'll bring it down, probably minus 10 down, minus 10 here maybe with the wind
Yeah,
chill.
that's not a good time.
No.
What's up, these outdoors adventures? How you doing?
Yeah. DJs, good morning. Mr. Z.
Mr. Z, the man, the legend.
How you doing? Yes, sir. And Mr. Z, I just got confirmation on my order. Those 100mm, Paul too. Those 100mm hillbilly, megabilly hillbilly frames, not so megabilly hillbilly frames will be here probably another 2 or 3 weeks. And we'll get you guys set up with 100mm hillbilly, megabilly. HB 100s, they'll be called. And then when I get them in my hands, I'll get in touch with you all and see how you want them built. Oh, I got pouches coming too, Mark. I'll get you some when I get here.
Oh, you're doing pouches?
Yeah, I just had Aaron make me up a batch, just microfiber, just nothing special. But they got the hillbilly logos on them.
Cool.
Got this on one side, and then they got the HBS logo on the other side of the center.
Oh,
of
very
the pouch
cool.
hole. Yeah, they're gonna be. Yeah, they turn out nice. So I'll send you some when I get them.
Sweet deal.
Yeah. Let everybody say hi to the new folk. HillbillySlings.com. Hit there. Use the discount code at the bottom of the screen. ATO 10. 10% additional off the already sale price that's on the website, plus free US shipping and discounted worldwide shipping.
Cannot go wrong. That's for sure. I'm going to make a Descender 8 slingshot today. Very cool.
I've got one of those hanging up here that I've had up here for a year and a half. I'm trying to rearrange everything. It's not hanging anymore. But I've been wanting to build one. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I was thinking about doing one too, but I think though the fork width's going to be way too narrow for me.
Yeah, I mean, I did up these 80mm hillbilly frames.
Yep.
Megabilly hillbilly frames. Just a little too narrow for me. Just a little too narrow. It turned out nice though. There's a couple of them running around out there, but
the 85 is probably my lower end.
Mm-hmm.
My lower end size where I can actually shoot pretty decent, and 95s. Anything above 95 though is a disaster.
Yeah, this is the 80 that I built to shoot my display model. Um, it just, yeah, I mean, I'm high. Just no matter what I do, I can bring my anchor point all the way up here, shoot 6 inches below, and I'm high. And no
Yeah.
matter how I mean, I can tilt it down, just high, just high. I can't do it.
Whenever I shoot anything around 80 or less, I have to
Mhm.
shoot long draw. Like
Yeah,
like kind of back here. I
right.
I can come right up to the top of my head and shoot it.
Modified draw. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it feels great in your hand. I like the way an 80 feels. It just don't shoot the way it feels.
Yeah. I bought a frame one time from GZK. It was called the Yayen or something like that. It was a really cool looking frame, all tight, big chunk of titanium, really, really
Hmm.
nice. But the fork width was 75 millimeters, and I
Mm.
didn't know at the time that fork width made a difference. So I went and I
Yeah.
bought it. I'm like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was awesome. Got it home, and my first shot at my target, it sailed right over my fence, and
Airmailed
it
it.
just
Yep.
kept on going. I don't even think it's landed yet. It was
Yeah.
terrible. It was
Oh yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, 80 millimeter, a little too small for me. Now the 85s I'm making now, I really, really, really like 85 to 90. I like I'm finding that 88 millimeter is probably optimal for me. I think 88 millimeter is where I need to be. But these are the 85s. They're just a tiny bit bigger, a little bit longer. I mean, that's my ticket right there. 85. But like I said, like the boot hill that I made that was clipped, my favorite. That's 88 millimeter.
yeah. And you know
And
what, Rick?
and
I started having whenever I'm getting customs built now, I've been asking
uh-huh.
for 80. I've been asking for 88. The difference
It's
for
just
me at 10 meters on a 40 mil flipper, on 90, I have to put the fork tip right at the center of the target,
mm-hmm,
so I'm
mm-hmm,
blocking some of it. The
mm-hmm,
88, I'm actually at the bottom of the flipper, so I can see the whole target, and all I have
mm-hmm,
to do is worry about my left and my right. So,
mm-hmm.
it,
Exactly.
yeah,
90 mil, 90 mil, I'm up on the target. 88, I'm at 5 o'clock.
yeah,
I aim at 5 o'clock and boom.
yeah, it's
Even
sweet.
with a bad eye, even with a bad eye, 88 millimeter, 85 millimeter, I have to go, I don't have to go low. I have to go further around the clock. So on the 85, I have to go like 630 right in there, almost
Mhm.
overshooting over center. But it depends on the frame. But like on these boot hills, well, these 85s, I can be right at 6 o'clock. But the 88, my wood ones, I go right about 5 o'clock and just boom, 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 boom. Love
All
it.
day long, man.
Yeah, it works out real well, especially when you can't see out of your shooting eye.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Z,
95 to
95,
102.
102. Yeah, well, 95, 102. I've, the only frame I have that's that big, I gave away, was my Bushy Beaver Bullfrog. It was 100 millimeter, and I just couldn't shoot it. I just couldn't shoot it. For one thing, my hand I got big hands, they're pretty good size, but it just felt like I couldn't get a grip on it. That was my biggest thing.
Springer Carnage, I really need to look into that and see if I can make that happen. That would be freaking awesome. Sending out some ATO coffee with the frames. That
I don't
would
know
be
what
freaking badass.
does Black Rifle do any kind of thing like that?
I have no idea. I haven't really looked into it at all, really. But
I know there's some companies out there that do it, but you just got to make sure that their coffee's decent.
yeah, I mean, for the most part at home, I like um I like good coffee. I don't like shit. You know, like all
Mm-hmm.
those K cups and all that stuff people use. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how people do that. It's all trash. It's all old
Mm-hmm.
coffee. You know,
Mm-hmm.
repackaged Folgers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that to anybody, Paul.
There's nothing wrong, especially out like on a 10-degree morning and you're sitting out there and you got your bushcraft bag and you got your fire lit and you go to reach for your coffee and you left it at home. So you grab your emergency pack that has the Folgers instant coffee in it. It still tastes really good.
Oh well,
Still
yeah.
tastes really good.
When you're desperate, yeah,
Tastes really, especially if you got a couple of little sugar packets and the little cream packet next to it to help
yeah,
kill off the bitterness. But yeah, Folgers has its place in the
yeah. Oh,
emergency
it does.
bag.
It does.
In the
Usually,
emergency bag, definitely.
yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's definitely better than no coffee. I'll definitely say
Uh-huh.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
usually, when I'm doing coffee, I either do oh, what the fuck's that called? Anyway, it's Lavazza Crema Gusto is the one I drink mostly at home.
Hmm.
If I'm not drinking that, I'm drinking Lucia. It's some artisan coffee that's out by me. Very good.
Hmm.
If I can't find that, I'm either looking at Black Rifle or there's another one that does another one, something in the bear. I can't remember. I buy it off of Amazon, but it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name of it,
I'm
but
not I'm not a big coffee drinker much anymore. I used to be really used to be heavy into it, but I'm more of a tea guy now.
oh
I
yeah,
don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting old. I don't know. But I I drank dabbled in tea since I was a kid though. My mom and dad used to drink it's called Constant Comment, and it was a orange spiced black tea.
oh
And
yummy.
I've been and then I started drinking it about 20 years ago again, and I I drink a little chai tea. I found some Twinings chai tea, so I bounce back and forth. But I'm a tea guy mainly. I'll still go up to the coffee machine at work and still grab me one twice, 3 times a week.
I don't mind. I don't mind tea at all. I find tea's quite good. There was one I used to drink all the time. It was like a ginger and lemon. It was really
Hmm.
tasty. And the and a good English breakfast and Irish breakfast coffee.
Hmm.
Tea. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
delicious. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not a connoisseur. I got a couple of brands that I've used for. Well, the chai tree I started about 4 or 5 years ago, but the like I said, the constant comment has been around. I was drinking it with my mom when I was 10 years old. So yeah, 40 some years.
Well, I used to whenever I went down to Chinatown in Montreal, I used to pick up this tea that you'd find inside of a. There was like a hotel that was in there, and it had this little store right in the middle of
Hmm.
Chinatown, right beside a restaurant that I used to go. We used to check it out in there. It's kind of cool. You'd walk around on these little things, and they had these little pools with fish in them all around inside, and it was kind of weird.
Hmm.
And then you get inside to this little store they had hidden in the back. They sold tea there, and it was like
Oh.
basically how much do you want? You had to buy it by the like I want 200 grams or 500 grams or whatever. And
Oh.
the one that I used to buy, I used to get this giant bag because I didn't go to Chinatown very often. But I used to buy
Hmm.
this giant bag. It was called Golden Phoenix Tongue. It was so good. I don't know what kind of tea it was. It tasted like a black tea and a green tea kind of mixed, but
Hmm.
it was really good. I haven't been
Uh,
down there in years though. But it was weird. They had these little tea leaves that were rolled up into these little balls,
huh.
and they would just throw them into this bag, so it looked like you had like a pile of beads, and then you just scoop them out, put them in your infuser, tie it up, and throw it into your boiling water.
Huh.
Yeah, it was
That
interesting.
sounds amazing. Actually, sounds like it tastes really good if you're getting it
It
that
was really
fresh.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good.
We got going on here. I'm gonna turn you guys down a little bit since I'm sitting down. There we go. I can see. I can see all you folks. There we go.
Actually, in my go bag for my bushcraft stuff,
Uh-huh.
I always keep a couple of teas and that kind of stuff
Hmm.
because You don't always want to wait for if you're boiling water, for example. You don't always want to wait for it to cool down before you drink it.
Right.
So I used to keep a couple of tea bags in there, like Twinings, Earl Grey, or a dark tea or
Yeah.
whatever, and I just
Yeah.
toss them in there just to add a little bit of flavor, so you're not just drinking plain old water all the time. And I used to also keep those little cubes of broth. I don't know if you ever seen
Oh yeah.
those.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
like the
Bouillon
Knorr or
cubes.
whatever it is.
Bouillon cubes. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to keep a bunch of those in there. So sometimes when you're out there and you're really hoofing it, you can get dehydrated quite quick.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are loaded with salt and everything else you need. So it's got a little bit of calcium from the boiling and everything. When they dry it all down, when you take one of those things, it's like taking an electrolyte, but
Mm-hmm.
better. It's got a little bit of fat in it, which gives you a little bit more energy and all that stuff. So it's a
Takes the
real
edge off.
good. Yeah,
Takes
yeah,
the edge
it's a
off when you're
real.
hungry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I did
It
that
gives you.
when I did that long trip, I had a couple of things where I filtered some water and boiled it up, and I mean I probably didn't even need to filter it, but I had already had it in my bag. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the one that I use. It's from I think it's Katadyn. It's like a
Catty
bag. Katadyn, yeah. It's like a bag that
Sawyer.
has a
Sawyer.
no. It's not the Sawyer.
Or
It's like
Grail.
a bag that's got a cap on it that
Oh.
works like the Sawyer. That works like the
Uh-huh.
Sawyer, so you fill it up and then you can just squeeze it out
Oh.
through this
Oh.
filter.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember
Yeah,
the
you know what I'm
brand.
talking about. Anyway,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
pretty much what I use. It's like the easiest thing. I always carry two
Mhm.
in case one gets damaged and I'm screwed.
Yeah.
But I always fill that thing up. I drink as much as I can, and then I fill it one whack time up, and I just toss it into the bag or whatever. But
Yeah.
I started using those bouillon cubes when I was like, you get to the end of the one of the portages I did was 1.5 kilometers long. So I carried my canoe all the way down there, came back,
Ugh.
carried my bags, 1.5 kilometers, and it's not
Ugh.
just like a little flat trail. I mean,
Right.
you're going up and down big hills, there's stones, logs. So by the time I got to the other side, I'm tired, walked back, grabbed the canoe, bring the canoe down. We got everything down there. So I've gone back and forth now 3 times, and we're looking at about 4 kilometers of walking.
Oof.
So through shit terrain with a bunch of shit on your back. We got down
Yeah.
to the other side. I fired up my jet boil real quick, threw one of those cubes in there, drank that down, and I felt like gold after. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like your jet boil?
It's not the jet boil brand. It's a
Oh.
I got some other one. It's this tiny little
Mhm.
thing. Most of the time when I'm out, I'm cooking on my fire. But when
Oh
I'm
yeah. Well,
when-
yeah.
but when I'm on the trail and I'm in between sections, and I'm kind of like, ah, shit, what am I gonna do? You know, I'll take this thing out. It'll boil water real quick. Trying to cook with it is shit. If you're trying to cook something properly, I
Mhm.
find it doesn't have that temperature gauge where you can get it low enough and my titanium pots also transfer heat very very fast.
Mhm.
So you you get 0 to 100 really really fast and with those things.
Mhm.
So if you're trying to fry something or cook something that needs to be cooked slowly, forget it. You
Uh,
know?
I've I've got my little multi-fuel that I carry in my pack with my little, little spin-on stove, little BSB stove.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I carry that, but my solo stoves, I carry my little solo stoves. Because I'm not, I I don't mind having a big fire, but I just found with the solo stoves, you don't. Again, the prep work and the finish work are the hardest part. The actual part of it, the middle part of it, like building a slingshot, it's easy.
Yeah.
But with the solo stove, the prep work is much is not as intense and not as uh, diligent and mundane, and you have to be because you can throw. If you've got a elementary start, like a reasonably dry start, once you get that thing going, you could throw anything in it and
Yeah,
it'll
I
burn
know.
it.
Yeah.
Because of the catalytic and the catalytic action inside the stove. And then, of course, it's not smoke free anymore, but I mean,
Yeah.
it still generates the heat. It still burns it down. And then when you're done, it's cool. You can pick it up from the bottom. You can pick it up while it's burning and move it around.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then
I would challenge anybody to do that with a firebox stove.
right.
Yeah.
And I've got a couple fireboxes, and I use my fireboxes every once in a while. But my solo stoves I've got my big one, my campfire over here. Well, not my it's not a it's
How you
not a
doing,
fire
Chucky?
pit. It's my camp stove. The campfire. It's the biggest camp stove they got. I've got
Yeah.
all three sizes. I use my Titan. I carry my Titan all everywhere. But yeah, I just love things.
I had one of those stoves. They're like it's like one of those gasification style stoves where they have the little holes. It works great, but
Mhm.
you kind of stack it together. It'll fit together.
Oh,
When you break it on down, it actually
uh-huh.
fits inside of my what is it, MSG or GMS or I don't know. It's like a little pot that has like this handle that flips over and locks in.
Yeah.
Everything fits into that thing with a spirit burner on top of that. So it's I take that one out sometimes too on a solo trip. My little pot's
Yeah.
about it's round like this, got a little lid on it. You could use as a frying pan. Works pretty good.
Yeah. The when I'm out and hiking around, I use my small ones. When I have like a little base camp set up, I use this. This is like I said, this is the biggest one they make for a camp stove. If I get out of the bag here, hold on. It's a little dirty, but
Oh, nice.
that they call it a campfire. It's all set up. You got so you can use the cooktop on it. Sits a little 7-inch pan on there just fine. But yeah, I mean, it's still this one isn't as packable as the other ones because it's bigger. But this is for like when I set up base camp, and I'm gonna be there for a little bit. And you can't, fire restrictions. You can't have a fire pit going, open fire. You
Yeah.
can still burn these. So, and I'll use
The good
these.
thing about these, the good thing about even one that size, you could still use your stove and then pack a pot inside,
Mhm.
all kinds of things. So you're pretty much good to go, and everything
Yeah,
would fit inside of that. So
I've got the matching pots for the other two, the smaller ones, the Titan and the Light. I have the matching pots for those, so they nest into them. So that yeah, that's I carry the Titan is the medium sized one. That's the one that I take out 90% of the time, and it has the matching pot with it, so they nest together. And
nice.
when I get there, they're just boom, go.
Yeah,
And they're not that heavy. They're stainless steel, but they're still fairly manageable.
yeah, and they don't have to be. I find all those other stoves that you have to build, um, they always end up warping, and
Yes.
sometimes they fall apart while you're using them. You know,
Yep.
these
Absolutely.
solo type stoves, or even the firebox stove. Actually, I'll say
Yep.
the firebox
Hmm.
stove is pretty good. I've had multiple fires in mine, and it never warped on me. It always folds down nice. Never a
Yep.
problem. But all those
Yeah.
ones that come in separate pieces, and you have to build them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They all
Yeah.
come apart. They all end
And
up
they
warping.
want, and they all want so much money for them.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
You see them; they're made of titanium. They come in the little fancy little envelope, and you take them apart. And yeah, 125 bucks. It's just like really. It's like I'll do an open pit before I buy one of those.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
and then and the solo stoves, they're not cheap, but they don't do it anymore. I don't think, but during the holidays, they did a BOGO on the camp stoves. So you bought one, got one free. So instead of paying $69.99 for a light, you got two of them for $69.99.
oh wow,
$89.99 for the $89.99 for the Titan, $109 for the campfire like that one, but it was a BOGO. So you got two of them.
yeah,
So and so 3 Christmases, I bought three. I bought the campfires one year, I bought the Titans the next year, and I bought the lights the next year after that. But I think they run them like 40% off now during the
oh,
holidays.
but even that's pretty good.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
twig burners are the bomb. Yep. I wish I could remember
Mhm.
the name of the one of the other one I got that fits into my man, that GSM pot. Is that right? Am I talking making sense, guys?
G
I can't remember.
GMG. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know the company.
Stainless steel, flips up. It's made in
Mhm.
Thailand. It's got that
Mhm.
little lid that'll lock into the thing. And my stove breaks down and fits right into the 750 milliliter one. So
Yeah.
whenever I'm out doing my thing, I just take that thing with me. Boop, that's it.
Mhm.
If I know I'm going to be cooking where I'm going to be cooking a meal that I'm going to be working on all day, like
Mhm.
if I have a long day at a camp, I'll bring my zebra billy pot. I've got the 2 liter one, which is
Mhm.
really nice. You can make a
Mhm.
big stew and you got food for yourself all day long, which is
Mhm.
sweet. And you spend your day fishing while you've got your pot hanging from a string, keeping warm. You know,
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I got another outbuilding just on the other side of the shop here that has all my bushcraft stuff. So I got so much stuff out there. It's nuts. But yeah, I've got camp stoves. I've got more cooking. I got enough to fill a kitchen with of cooking stuff out there.
Yeah,
Pots, skillets, pans, uh, bowls, plates, yeah, you name it. But yeah, all my sleeping bags and my sleeping gear, my haversacks, my yeah, everything. Everything's out there. But yeah, I got to go through it all again. I forgot 3/4 of the stuff I got out there. That's how long it's been since I've been out. It sucks.
yeah. I've got a bunch of stuff too I mean, we all go through the same thing, right? You start
Hmm.
picking up gear. Like I'm sure you've had an Alice pack at one point. You know, most
I got one.
yeah, you got one.
I
Yeah,
got one with I've got a medium with I got two mediums, medium without a frame and a medium with a frame out there.
yeah. I mean, we all go through it. You know, we pick up
Mhm.
these things, and eventually you're like, you know what? I love the Alice pack, but it would be better if it had this. You know, I love
Mhm.
this. It'd be better if it had that. Eventually, I ended up landing on the Teton Sport. I can't remember what model it is, but it's a great pack. It's just that it's freaking heavy. That's
Yeah.
that's the only issue. I think it's like 9 pounds or something, or 8 pounds or something from top
Mhm.
to bottom, all the straps, everything. And I ended up a couple of years back. I ended up buying a pack called a Gregory something. Anyway,
Mhm.
this pack it cut 4 pounds off my carry weight.
Oof. Oof.
I paid for it. Okay, let's let's put that.
Oh yeah.
I paid for it, but it's
Oh yeah.
also 10 liters bigger. So my old one was a
Mm.
65. This one's a
Mhm.
75. It's four
Oh
pounds lighter.
wow.
It's all like a ripstop nylon that comes with a spray, so
Mm.
it'll make it water resistant. But it also has the cover. So when I'm canoe camping and you're hitting rapids and water's just flying into your thing, my Teton Sport backpack went from being 8 pounds to like 14 pounds because it
Yeah.
held on to all that water. I
Mhm.
knew I was going to be facing that, so I brought a big 50-liter dry bag that I lined the inside of it to keep all my stuff dry.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
man, that pack went super heavy. I was walking around with probably around 35 pounds of gear dry, and it was closer
Mhm.
to 60 pounds soaking wet. So
Mm.
not gonna do it. No, my
Yeah.
last trip with the Gregory pack, same issue. I barely noticed a difference dry or wet. So
Wow. Cool.
yeah,
Yeah. My go to is still my medium Alice. My medium Alice frameless. When I'm doing anything that requires a pack. But still, I prefer day hikes, overnighter. I carry Polish bread bag and a haversack.
actually,
You know,
I'm gonna show you something if I still have it. This is something I made a bunch of years ago, and it's do I still have it? Oh, I do. I actually made this about 15
back
years
this way.
ago. It's a Roycroft pack frame.
Yep.
So I would carry everything I need off of this. I
Mm-hmm.
would tie a rope through here with a loop with two ends coming down. I'd pass it through here and tie it around my waist. And everything that went onto this frame was tied in with like I would lie this thing flat on the ground, put my tarp in, put all my gear inside, fold the tarp up, and then tie it all off with the toggles. And I used this exclusively for about 3 years straight. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's starting to come loose now because the wood is shrunk and all that. But I mean, we're talking 15 years. This is, I've had to hang it in my garage all this time.
Yeah, I like I said, I use, well, if I'm doing an overnighter and I've got my haversack and my Polish military bread bag, I used to carry bedroll. And then the bedroll, I can either carry my tarp or I've got a little mini tent, quick deploy tent that is only, it's only that big around and about that long. So when it pops out, so it goes right in my bedroll. So my bread bag, my Polish bread bag, my haversack, and then my bedroll, and I'm good to go. My back can't handle the big packs anymore. I miss that part of it too. Do I have any classic 6-shooters? I don't. I have new Ruger. The hell is that thing called? Damn it! I got 2 of them. God damn it! Anyway, my classic stuff is all long guns, long pews. 1940 or 1941 Target Master, Remington Target Master. 1914 to 1919 Savage Crackshot 26 22 falling block single shooter. I got the 410 single shooter, I got the 20 gauge single shooter, I got the 12 gauge single shooter, I got the Derringer. You've seen pictures of the Derringer. Model 95, I think it is, Series 2. Wrangler, Ruger Wrangler. But no classic 6-shooters, no.
Springer Carnage. Were you guys bushcrafters or sling shooters first? I was a bushcrafter. I had a bushcraft channel for a long time. Before that, I mean, I was running through the woods for years. And when I got into the bushcraft scene, I was kind of laughing because I didn't know what bushcraft was really. I was just a kid that played in the woods all the time, and everyone was walking around with these giant knives and they're like showing all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy because for the last 20 years, I've been using a Swiss Army knife. It's been getting me by, you know. I was kind of shocked by the whole deal. People are talking about what kind of gear you needed and all that stuff. And I think I pissed a lot of people off in the community in the beginning because I was kind of like, bro, I use a Swiss Army knife Spartan. It's got like 2 knives and a pair of scissors on it for years, and that's all I needed. I didn't need the baton stuff, all the sexy shit I didn't do. You know, if I needed a saw, I had a little foldable saw with me, and that was it. And with a saw and a knife, I'm good. A little tiny knife, I'm good.
I've got 6 Swiss Army knives, bigger ones. They're all campers, and I got them in different bags, and I got them in my. I got them in my different fire kits. I got them in my different bags. But I love the camper. It's got the little saw on it, so if you need it, you know, it's got all the cool shit. More knives. My Mora Bushcraft Blacks and my Mora Companion HDs. I mean, I'm fine with those. They baton just fine, no matter what anybody says.
I'll tell you this: I have a Companion, the original. Just the thin. I think the blade is like a 16 thick or something on it. Maybe 3/32 or something. But I have beaten the shit out of that knife. Bad. And whenever I go on a trip, I always bring something with me that's going to be half decent, like my Akuchi or whatever it is, so I can open up packages and whittle fire, feather sticks or do some carving, whatever I need to do. I can do everything with that knife. But if I ever lose that, or I need something that I need to beat the shit out of, my Mora will do. That little
Yeah, my
Mora.
companion HD, I love that thing. It's such a nice knife. But this guy right here, that thing's been through hell and back, and you can't even tell. That's a Bushcraft black carbon.
Yeah.
And that, I'll tell you what, I've never had to take a stone to this, and I've batoned with it. I've beat the hell out of this knife, and I haven't had to do anything but strop it. And I love it. I love it. I've got another one in the house. I keep around. That my companion HD. I love it. I love them. This knife, you can't buy them as cheap as I bought these. I bought them both, but they were only like $40 brand new. Now they're like 70. But yeah, they're $70. And I've beaten the hell out of this thing for 3 years. And it still looks brand new.
Yeah,
and it still works like it's brand new.
Will writes here, Swiss Army knives are great. However, a larger knife or an axe are better for building a camp. For me too, dude. Whenever I'm going out, I'm gonna carry 3 things. I'm gonna carry a knife an axe to chop things, because that's what they're for. I'm gonna carry a saw to chop logs, because that's what it's for. And all the little carving stuff that I do is all done with a pocket knife. There's no reason for anything monster to go along with it. Even in that case, for building a camp, 100%, you should have the proper tools to go along with that. To even get a knife that's going to be big enough for you to cut big notches like you would for building a log cabin or something, it's not a knife anymore. It's a machete, which is a chopping tool. You know,
my woodland knife, which is my Swiss Army knife, carry my Bushcraft black, or whatever, my companion HD. Sometimes I'll carry around. I've got a couple of Elk Ridge knives that are really nice too, bigger, more like a Bowie style knife. And then I got my Baco Lamplander. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody tries to tell me get a silky saw, get a silky saw. No, my Baco Laplander, I'll carry it till the day I die. I love that thing. And my Collins.
Just to elaborate on that, silky saws, I think they do have probably an edge on cutting. I think their teeth design is probably cuts a little faster than a backhoe. That said, if you're ever cutting with a silky and you've got pressure on the other end of what you're cutting, you will snap that blade. It'll go like this, and you'll be like, "Oh fuck, what am I gonna do?" The Baco Laplander, I cut a burl off of a tree with that thing.
Yep.
It was bent into an S when I was done with it. I put it down on the ground. I pounded it flat with a rock, and I still have that freaking thing.
Yeah. I mean, silky saw is a boutique campsite saw. If you're doing a boutique, trying to get the perfect picture with the man bun and the whole thing, something to go GQ magazine, Bushcraft, then the silky saw, because it looks pretty, But you want to get out and dirty, mud and grime and grunt, and, just like grunt work. Yeah, that Baco, I mean, I love it.
My favorite all-time saw for all of that stuff, though, is the Agawa Canyon Boreal 21. Yep. I absolutely love that thing. It folds down nicely. Yep. Takes down, goes together, and when you build it right back up again, you've got 2 points holding onto your blade. So you can power through anything with that thing.
Yep.
And I've cut all the way up to like an 8-inch log of that thing, even though I had to roll the log to cut all the way through it, to make sure I got all the way through it. I had to roll it a little bit, but an 8-inch log with a saw that has a 6-inch gap in it, that's plenty, That's plenty.
Bushcraft, I agree. Knowing how to use a silky saw makes it easier to use a silky saw, but there's always that margin for error because of the blade construction and the blade chemistry, where it tends to be on the brittle side if you run into something when you're not paying attention and you don't see something and it binds or twists in the dark, bad weather, whatever, and you're not in optimal conditions, where that error could take place. You understand what I'm saying? That a silky saw requires an extra care in using it, I guess. Whereas which gives you optimal results. I know because it does cut better. I agree, they do cut better.
Yeah.
But with the Laplander, you don't have to worry about that stuff. It may take you extra few swipes, but your damage quotient on your blade, especially if you're only carrying one blade with you, is fine. And I'm sure that people will, silky for life, and I agree. I mean, if it works for you, then by all means. I'm not bad mouthing a silky. I'd love to own a silky. When it ain't broke, don't fix it. My Laplander does everything I want it to do, as I need it to do, when I need it to do, and I love it.
Yeah, I like the silkies. Silkies are good. I have a Gone Boy myself still. It's actually my second one because the first one did that to me. And I think some people make the error thinking that when they're pushing down on them trying to cut, but
They're
really
pullers.
they only cut on the pull.
One direction, yeah, pullers.
Yeah. For arborists, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're really good saws. I just have that little bit of an issue with them. With something rolls on your twist. That's how I broke my last one. And I knew that I had to keep it off. But while I was cutting it, it started to cut. I had a branch coming off the other side, and when it started to break, the cut through, it started to twist downwards. And when I was on my forward stroke, it went and it snapped right off. Tip came right off the thing. About 2.5 inches.
I got nothing bad to say about silky saws. I know that it does require a little bit more attention to detail when you're working with it so that you don't run into those problems. But I just feel that especially if you're cold, you're getting wet, it's an emergency situation, you're not thinking very clearly at the point in time that you're doing it. You actually should, when you just want to grab something and have it work, I just think that when you start eliminating chances for error, it's always a bonus.
Yeah, that's why, in the end, I like my Boreal 21 better than any saw.
Well, the Boreal, I mean that's the Maserati. I mean that's top. I mean those things are fantastic.
I've gone out of my way when I got mine. I don't know. I think they just released. They had just released them, and I got mine a couple of weeks after their first release, and I was testing them, and I decided to absolutely beat the shit out of it. Like, just I'd be done. I just chuck it on the ground and all that stuff. And I was thinking, well, if it breaks, this is an excellent saw. But when it breaks, I'll just buy another one. And I still have that same one. It still hasn't broken yet. So every time I go, I still have that same one. And I bought all my buddies were laughing at me because I bought the one with the yellow handle on it, a silver one with the yellow handle. And I was like, oh, why did you get the yellow handle? I'm like, so I could see it when I leave it on the ground. That was my one complaint with my backhoe. Backhoe with the black blade and the green handle. You drop it on the ground, freaking thing disappears, man. It's like Homer Simpson melting into the bushes. It's gone.
Yeah, and that's my downfall too, because I like Coyote tan, OD green, and black. So when I buy all my stuff, it's all that color. And if I lose it, I lose it until fall or winter time when I go back out there and everything's dead. I can see things halfway decent again. Oh, there it is. I lost you 2 years ago. All rusted out.
I haven't tried the Boreals yet. I grew up on bow saws for years. You gave up on bow saws for years, only because of the space limitations. Yeah. That was part of the issue too. I was thinking about it, but really when I'm out there bushcrafting and stuff, doing my thing, I've cut up to an 8-inch tree with that. And I've actually cut them down like you would. Cut bigger trees down like you would with an axe. So I cut a wedge in the front, and then I back cut it, and then the tree came down. So I actually found that a better tool to carry with you than an axe, because an axe takes far more energy to work than that little Boreal 21. But Yeah, it was great. I love that little thing. And yeah, it does have a space limitation, but I mean, an 8-inch log when you're out bushcrafting, I mean, for work, it's something different, but
I have stuff like that. I mean, I've got an old Collins here that it's probably 75 years old and been beat to hell. I saved it. Somebody used it. I mean, just used the crap out of it. So I cleaned it up a little bit, just put an edge on it. I carry it rarely, just to stay in practice mainly, just because I don't build shelters or anything like that. Most I'll do a fire, fire block, things like that. And then I got the old Craftsman,
oh, nice.
that I carry it around. Like I said, I carry them around just for practice. They're just I don't go out to do the stuff like some of the guys on YouTube do. I just go out and putt around for half a day, whatever, right next door out in my woods. So if I forget something, I can always run home real quick, 5 minutes away, and grab what I need. But,
It is.
it's just
This was
more
my
for the hobby.
my
More for the hobby, knowledge. What's that?
that was my cold steel trail boss.
There you go.
When I got this guy, I didn't like that the handle had a varnish on it. I find it creates hot spot, and it's bad on the grips. So I stripped it all down, and then I hit it with some stain, an oil-based stain that kind of soaked into the wood and gave it that nice color. It was a walnut stain color I used. I burnt the old maple leaf into there, and I took off all the stupid coating that was on the bit. Also, I found that the coating on the bit made it stick a little bit, but I ended up cleaning this guy up pretty nice. The only thing is, I just noticed today, I haven't used it in about 2 years, but look, I got a little wobble, but that's okay.
Yeah.
The best thing to do for that, turn her upside down, drop her inside of a bucket with antifreeze, and that'll expand that thing right back up again. Yep, and the polymers will stay inside and usually keep it from reducing more. So I'm gonna have to do that. But yeah, and just to say this, Cold Steel Trail Boss is a cheap freaking axe. It's cheap, but it's actually pretty good. You've got a decent bit on there that doesn't have too much in the cheek, so it's not really a splitting axe or a filling axe, but it's somewhere right in the middle. And I've always found, like, when I'm splitting logs with it, as long as when I'm coming down, I'm not coming down like straight like this. I'm just like off to a little bit of a cant. I never have a problem splitting with it anyway. So I don't know. I really like this axe, and it's a decent lightweight. I think the bit I think on it's 1.5 pounds. Not quite a 2-pounder, but it's
right.
I don't know. It's pretty decent. I've had some of the designer axes, the fancy things, and I always seem to go back to this one.
Yeah, I paid $5 for that old Craftsman at the pawn shop. And I got the Collins. It was basically just the head for free, but it was hammered, and I just filed it down, grinded it down, and just got it back to usable shape. But yeah, I keep looking at Grand Force and all that shit, all them different companies. I haven't paid more than $5. Oh, I take that back. When I first moved here and I needed to get some stuff cut up, I bought Collins splitting maul and my Collins double bitted axe. And I paid $75 a piece for those. But that's the most I've ever spent on any equipment as far as an axe or hatchet goes. I can't see spending a couple $300 on some of these things that they want for them.
The Grand Force Brooks, I don't get me wrong, they're good. They're
Mm-hmm.
good. They're
Mm-hmm.
really good, actually. Handmade,
Oh yeah.
all that. But
Oh yeah.
if you're gonna be getting one of those, and you want to get one from those regions, get a Halta
Mm-hmm.
Force. Halta
Hold force.
Force
Yeah.
are cheaper and just as
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah.
I've got I had the Abbey and I had the Halta the Halton hatchet. The Abbey
Mm-hmm.
I gave to my friend because I don't really carry a full length axe anymore. The
Mm-hmm.
Halton hatchet I keep just for small camp tasks when I'm out car camping or that kind of thing. It's very easy to split up kindling for a fire and that kind of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
the build quality, it's crazy. And the axe came so sharp. I've never felt anything that sharp before when it showed up. It was terrifying, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I don't use one enough. I mean, if I the scale that I do my stuff on is more on the minimalist side. I don't build any shelters. I've never wanted to build a shelter. I suppose I could build one, then I would need some of that stuff. But I'm more of a tarp guy. Origami tarp,
Yep.
building shelters out of my tarps, carrying a 3x3 and doing it that way. But or just basic lean-to style, whatever. But I would never need more than my little hatchet. I mean, I use my big axe around here, around doing normal tasks, chopping down trees that have fallen and stuff like that, but chopping them up. But I've never needed more than a hatchet when I've been out doing my thing.
Mhm. What's up, Turtle? Track? Knuckle?
Turtle, how do you? Who all we got back in here? Sorry, we got talking about some bushcraft, and bushcraft gets me going.
Yeah, we fell down the
Love
rabbit hole.
love
Yeah.
bushcraft. Speaking of rabbit holes, who asked about what was first, bushcraft or slingshots for us? Remember
It
who that was?
was. Where are we here? It's far
He
back.
started it.
Springer Carnage. It's all
Springer.
Springer's fault.
He started this. He started this. Anyway, I
Yeah.
was bushcraft hardcore bushcraft. And I was down the rabbit hole on YouTube,
What's
and I
up,
know
Andy?
some of you guys already know this, but I came across Mr. Mark out on a day hike or an overnighter. I can't remember which one it was, shooting a slingshot. Light bulb went off. I said, dude, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
So, so that's what started me. Mark started me on slingshots. I was a bushcrafter hardcore. Then he got me going on slingshots, and this is where we sit today.
Paul's going full smooth criminal on us.
Oh God, Paul, it's Sunday
Oh,
morning, my dude.
the world needs more Paul, man. That dude's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we can. More Paul. Is the world ready for it? Is the thing. Yes,
It's
sir.
impossible. I'm sure that mold was broken.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, anybody that would send me a hairy fish pin, and me stupid enough to be no, not stupid enough me to be wearing it,
The hairy
that's
fish
got to
pin.
say something. Brotherhood of the hairy fish. By the way, Mark,
Yep,
is that readable or is that backwards to you?
it's backwards.
Is it backwards? God
Yeah.
dang it. I even tried to change the settings because everybody's flip-flopped. When you shoot left-handed, right hand hold.
Left hand.
Yeah,
How does it look to you? Left?
that's my right hand. And it looks like left hand. How come you've been shooting on your lives lately and you've been flip-flopped?
I don't know.
You've been
I think something's going on because my brain exploded watching Chuck and Mikey shoot the other day, and
yeah,
both
and
of
they're
them were
not
shooting right hand hold.
right
I was
hand
like, hey,
holds.
what the
Yeah.
hell is going on? Yeah.
It makes it hard to watch because
But
because you
but
know
on
what
my
they are.
screen, on my screen, I've got my left hand up. Like
On my
it's right.
screen. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you got your
but
left.
but
Up.
no,
Is that your
yeah, I
right
got
hand
my
or the
left
left
up.
hand? Okay, so
That's
it's
my
right.
left hand. Okay, but that
Yeah, it's all
that's
backwards on the writing.
really wow.
That's freaky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AI, scary thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's weird. My shirt. Yeah, my
yeah,
shirt's backwards too.
yeah, your shirt's backwards. Yeah,
Yeah, it's supposed to say West Coast.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why it does that. That's freaking
I,
weird. I
yeah. You
I
used to be able
thought
to
it
go
was
into your
only on
settings and
Facebook.
change off the selfie view, flip it back and forth, and it would take care of that. But it just started doing that to me, like when the co-live started coming back. I think that's when that started.
Maybe. I thought he was practicing with the other hand. Me too. I was getting
No,
pissed, Kyle, because I'm like, man, what the hell? If Chuckin is that good with his left hand and now he's shooting with his right hand and
I
he's equally
quit.
that good, screw slingshots,
I
man.
quit.
I'm out.
I quit.
Yeah.
I quit. I'm done. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Thanks,
I
Andy.
went.
Appreciate you.
I did a Google search and I did some research to try to see if anybody else had talked about the problem, and it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem to be a problem, not enough to generate a web search, string on
Yeah.
it, but I've gone in and I've done all of the stuff on the phone and in YouTube that they say that's supposed to take care of that problem. Now, I've got it fixed now where if you're doing like a video that's not on YouTube, it does it normal. It looks backwards when you're looking at it when you're using the selfie camera, but when you look at the recording, it's
It's
flipped
fine.
back over. It's fine.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to take care of that here, but it doesn't.
We have bail bonds.
Annie came in to smash your butt, and now she's leaving. Hi, Annie. Bye, Annie.
Yeah, but I think that's only recent because I remember Chuckin used to do all of his co-lives and he's a left-hand hold and you would see him shooting left-hand hold. But maybe it's just a
Right.
co-lives. I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have to. Well, I did a. You may be onto something because I did a live last weekend, and I think I went back and I looked at it. I think it was right. That's why I thought I had it fixed. That's why I didn't bring up anything until just now, because I thought it fixed the problem, but it may not have.
Because I know when I went live with Coin Worker on Facebook, that was an issue. And every time I was shooting at the Grizzly Slings challenge there, the Grizzly Calico team on Facebook, I would go out there and do some shooting with Andy, and it was the same thing there too.
Yeah.
I'd end up looking like I was right hand holding all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't get it because like I said, I've done everything that I can do to make it look normal, but it don't, and it drives me nuts. It makes it, and I apologize, guys, because I know it makes it hard for you guys to watch, and it makes it hard for me to watch. But right, I can totally figure out how to tell us how to fix it. I've done everything. I've tried everything my geek head knows to take care of it. The only one that's got this shit right is Paul, because he doesn't use YouTube. He uses a standalone something or other. I don't know how the hell he does it.
Now, Paul, the only reason why I went live with Coin on Facebook was because we couldn't do co-lives. He was the one who we discovered that for whatever reason the co-live stopped working, and yeah, and that was it. Every time I tried to go live, one of us was black, so the other one couldn't see anything. It was just like a black screen. And in the case with Coin, he was able to hear me, but he couldn't see me. So we tried it going back and forth. The live bounced around forever, and anyway, we ended up we ended up going live on Facebook. Like, screw it, let's just go live and have fun, and that's it. And we went live on his Facebook channel, I think it was. I thought I was missing loads of lives. No. It's just that we were planning on hanging out with Coin that day, and it would have sucked just to drop it like that and be like, oh, we can't do nothing now, and that's it. So we tried to make it work. Some people joined us, but I think we had like 10 people in the chat the whole time.
Knuckles is in. Hi, Knuckles. How you doing? How do?
Hey, speaking of knuckle busting numbskulls, I was one of them too.
Look at that.
Yeah.
HillbillySlings.com. Frames are on sale. Use the discount code that they've got pinned down below. Ropa has down below. ATO 10. Get you another 10% off of the price. Free shipping US, discounted shipping worldwide.
That's too bad, Bushcraft. I was thinking about hitting you up for one. We got to get Butler out here too one of these days.
Yeah. Bushcraft rebooted. I love watching his lives. He's really fun lives. They're fun to watch. I enjoy them 100%.
Hey, Butler, is it really cold down by you? We got minus 31 with the wind chill up here today. You're not too far away from me, so you must be getting the same kind of weather, I'd imagine.
I still see my breath.
Yeah, I've got my heater turned up in here, so it's not so bad. The big thing is by my garage door, I got to make sure that I scrape it right down the cement. Any kind of snow that gets in there, with the wind blowing at the front of the house, man, this garage gets cold real fast.
Oh yeah. Luckily, the garage door for the shop here is on the south side of the building, so usually when it gets cold like this, it blows from the north or the northeast. So I don't have to worry about doors.
You're also getting some sunshine on that door all day too, right?
Yeah, getting the facing part. Yeah, because it's west to east, so it goes right perpendicular over the house. It's not parallel, it's perpendicular over the front. So yeah, or over the shop. Time is it? Is it daylight yet?
Cold and windy.
Oh yeah, it's daylight.
Must be now, or 11:48. Everything is great.
Yeah. 8:48. Ain't it great?
Yeah.
I'm afraid to open up the door because it might be an inch of snow on the ground. Today is the snow day.
Yeah. Last week we had snow 4 or 5 days in a row. It was getting a little old. Every morning waking up with a snowblower, going out and cleaning that bump from the plow in front of my door. Man.
Not quite supposed to get that much here, just enough for all these crazy
9:48
drivers.
Period is late.
Oh God, Paul! I took off my button. Take off my button. Still in the Brotherhood.
It'll be twins.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What can you do?
Yeah, I know. You just roll with the punches and hope for the best.
Joe Pesci lives 3 miles from me. Really?
But
haven't seen him around in a while.
They F you at the drive-through guy? They F you at the drive-through.
Yeah. Yeah, he was great. He was great in those movies, and I liked him in the Home Alone movies too. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah. Goodfellas.
Oh man. Yeah. Absolute classics.
My Cousin Vinny, the Utes.
The 2 Utes.
Yeah, the Utes.
Calling any luck to be twins. One of his houses, yeah, I'm sure. He's got many.
Yeah, we've got I don't know if you ever heard of Jay-Z Knight. The ramp's a fucking weirdo
Oh,
channeling a 1,500-year-old Mongolian warrior, something or other. She has this big compound out here in just about a 40-minute drive from here out in Yelm. I mean, this 150 acres, completely with
wow.
12-foot stone wall all around it with iron top on it, wrought iron gating on top of it. Anyway, she's got all of the Hollywood lost souls that come out there and hang out there. Linda Evans, even Salma Hayek. So every
Oh,
once in a while, you'll see some of them wackos running around out here every once in a while. even up in this neck of the woods.
little ditty parties.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of acreage out there. Place up. She finally got rid of it. She finally sold. Well, she's got it up for sale. JZ Knight. I don't know if anybody's going to want to buy it. I mean, just because of all the wacko stuff's gone out there the last 40 years, 45 years. Salma Hayek. Now, I get it. She's cute. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She doesn't do it for me. She doesn't do it for me. There's so many other Latina actresses out there. There, Eva Mendes, Modern Family. I keep forgetting her name. Can't remember her name. The one on Modern Family. God, I can't remember her name. I had it on my face, on the tip of my tongue too. But for some reason, Salma just doesn't do it for me. I mean, like Eva Mendes. Oh boy.
I'm going to get blue.
Sorry, Paul.
Vergara.
It is
Sofia
a little.
Vergara.
I should have brought that up. It's even before lunch. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
dude.
Sofia
There you
Vergara.
go, Sofia Vergara. That's
Thanks,
it. Yeah.
Thanks, Mo.
Absolutely gorgeous. Salma, I think she's above Salma. Same with Eva Mendes. Both of them are just gorgeous.
Yeah, you're speaking Mo's language there, Hillbilly.
I see that.
Yeah.
Well done. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir is quite correct.
You know what? Penelope Cruz, I just can't do.
Yeah.
She's good looking and all. But after that movie with Blow, I just hated her guts after that. She's a great actress. But I hate her. I hate her now. Down you, Penelope. Why'd you do that movie? You ruined it.
There's another one. I'm trying to think. There was another one I was thinking about too that I can't quite remember now. But Paul, did you find your lube? Or you have to make another Temu order. And like I said, Salma she's gorgeous. She just doesn't do what Sophia and Eva do to me.
You wouldn't kick her out of bed for if she farted. I would suck a fart out of her ass like a bong hit. How about that?
It's like we'd eat the corn out of her shit to get close to her asshole. Yeah, I know. You're crazier than a gravy-colored cat in a barnyard full of bloodhounds.
Oh man.
Oh, I mean, I could probably come up with a few more all day.
Yeah.
40, almost 60 years, and they still haven't given us directions to Sesame Street yet.
Walk a mile through broken glass just to hear her fart through a walkie-talkie.
All right.
Well,
keep them going. I'm down.
Hawk's a Salma fan for sure.
Oh, Weston, he's my man. One of the newest members of Hillbilly Nation.
Oh, he's the one that got the Spitfire from you.
Yep. God, that thing was pretty. I didn't want to get rid. That one I really had a hard time letting go. Man, I wanted that thing was nice. I really, really, really liked that one.
I have one, but it won't let me write it. Try again. Try again.
You got code talkers here. We can decode.
Yeah. And a Rougarou and Trail Boss ordered earlier. Oh, sweet deal.
Yep. He yeah, he's one of the newest members of the nation, and he is he's a man. He's a man. You know what? I'm gonna have to hook up my charger here real quick. Down to 15%. Let me see if I can get this thing hooked up real quick.
That's over the top, ATO. There's no such thing over the top. Come on now. Yeah. Yeah. It froze on us there. Oh, there you go. You're back now. It froze on us for a second there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Won't allow it, Paul, huh? That nasty, huh? Wow. I'm amazed that you could. Wow. Okay. Over the top. I got that. I have black walnut and the cocobolo. The cocobolo rosewood is what you got now, Mr. Z. I have some black walnut. What else do I got over there? I've got nothing dark other than the black walnut. I got some black walnut and I got some cocobolo, the rosewood cocobolo.
Oh, can't sit down anymore. I was sitting on this.
Sorry, buddy.
I've got there. I'll show it to you. I've got this. It's kind of like a hunter's stool / backpack.
Oh. Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's in the.
Yeah. No.
No. It's giving me flat eyes.
No.
Can't do it.
Yeah. No wonder your ass is still even.
Well,
you can still feel it.
Yeah. I kept on turning it. I was turning it around, trying to get a more comfortable sit, but no.
Mr. Z rosewood cocobolo is more dense, a little harder than the black walnut. Rosewood, the black walnut's easier to work with. Cocobolo is a lot more difficult to work with, but I absolutely love cocobolo. I absolutely love it.
What's tough about it to work with it? Does the grain kind of move, go weird or what?
No, it's so dense. It's a hardwood, but it's so dense that it's hard to cut. Whereas, with the scroll saw, it's harder to sand. It's harder. Everything's harder because it's so dense. And if you aren't careful, you got to have very, very smooth edging when you're working it. If you have any kind of a snag, it likes to.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Once you've got it, look like you've done anything to it. It looks like it was made rounded just because it's so dense, and it sanding time on rosewood on cocobolo is once you get the roughed in, And once I mean, it's like, it takes like 1/5 of the time to sand than other wood.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you can hit it with 240. You hit it with 240, and it looks like you did it with 5,000. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's just so dense.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm saving myself for Winona Ryder. Oh boy. Yeah.
Winona Ryder?
Yeah.
Really?
If you're looking for a
Okay.
nutcase,
Oh,
you
yeah, that's
found
right.
one.
That's Paul, right? That's Paul.
Yeah.
Paul's Winona guy. Yeah. Yeah.
She's pretty hot though. I'll give him that.
Winona,
But
not Winona Judd, Winona Ryder.
yeah, she's
Gotcha.
special cat, that one.
I don't know. Winona Ryder. There's one that never did it for me. Just like Ariana Grande, some of the new guys, Selena Gomez. She just I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. It just
Selena Gomez is in a good in a really good show now. Murders in the Building.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, Murders in the Building.
Yeah,
I watched I think I watched the first 6 or 7 episodes. Yeah, Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Martin Short. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
My
She actually
wife
plays somebody relatable.
Yeah, my wife was telling me about it. I'm like, there's no way I'm watching that. There's no way. I mean, Steve Martin.
It started off good. It got a little bit of, I don't know. I'll have to catch up on it. Luke. You shoot with your middle finger, right? Instead of your pointer finger, you shoot, right? I just asked you slingshot stuff. You weren't here, so the slingshot stuff went south. Remember, Paul's in here.
What's going on?
You gotta remember, we have Paul in here. We have Paul in here, so slingshots usually is like 4th or 5th on the list.
Yeah.
We were talking about Latina actresses, Bushcraft, Hurting Fingers, just your basic run of the mill Sunday conversation. Okay, so it is you. I was right. Yeah, Luke shoots like that. Cool Hand Luke is one mark. Yep, Brotherhood of the Hairy Fish. I had to. Yep, Luke. We're representing.
I hear those fish swim backwards so they don't get their eyes wet.
Right. Sounds like something Paul would make them do, right? Oh, hey, new folks in here. I don't know much longer Mark wants to be on, but everybody that's new in here, you guys have been in here the whole time. Sorry, I'm going to repeat it until I'm blue in the face. HillbillySlings.com. Already sale going on there. Plus, if you use the discount code at checkout, ATO 10, I'll knock another 10% off for you. Thanks to Mark. And of course, free US shipping and discount worldwide shipping. Okay. Back to what we're talking about.
Yeah, I got about another 10 minutes left. My battery's getting low too, and I don't have a charger with me. So, thank you, Luke. Hey, check this out, dude. I was working on these yesterday. That one. And this one. And I had a third one with the carbon fiber. Oh, I'm going to make note where that landed. Had a third one with the carbon fiber. And I was drilling the hole for the riv nuts. And it got stuck and started whipping around. This piece ripped right off. It started drilling through the hole. It started drilling down through the hole, and it got stuck somehow, and it pulled that strip right off. I'm surprised it didn't break, but I've got epoxy on both sides, so it just sucks. And the thing whipped around and chopped up my finger real bad. I've got probably should have gone to the hospital last night, but I decided to not wait in the emergency room for 13 hours. So I pretty much crazy glued it shut. And so here we are. I've got 2 more to put holes in. I'm gonna try to re-glue that one up, and get it all back together again. But yeah, I'm really happy about how this one's going to turn out if I don't have that same problem. But this time when I get this guy on the drill press, I'm going to line it up and I'm going to clamp it down. So there'll be no more chopped up body parts.
Knuckle busted numbskull. If I haven't said hi to you and you've been in here forever, I'm so sorry. Howdy. KB. Today. We just got to get done. And then I gotta work on another one too today. And that one shouldn't take long. Like I said, the prep work and the finish work, the middle work is easy, but I got the prep work done for both, so it won't be so hard to get them done up today.
Getting better. Your stuff looks better all the time. Thanks, dude.
Bushcraft 101, Al. You always carry a jug of crazy glue with you, just in case.
Yep. Actually, I don't know if you can see right in here. I got a nice little scar right in there. I was out on the trails one time walking with my son, and I was making him a bow and arrow. We had walked about 45 minutes in, and I had to be home by 2. We're having a good time. We're having a joke and a great time. He's like, "Oh, Dad, are you going to make me that bow and arrow?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I made him a little stick, and we got a little thing going, and I checked the time, and I'm like, "Oh, crap. We're going to be late. We got to go." He's like, "Oh, but you promised me." I'm like, "Don't worry. I'm going to make you a thing. We'll go. We'll start walking." I started walking, and I'm cutting a little knock into the end of a stick. The stick split, and I stabbed myself right in the hand. Gushing blood everywhere. It was about 1.25 inches long, but deep, deep. So I'm like, "Oh, shit. What am I going to do?" I'm just pouring blood. My kid's crying. Everyone, he's freaking out. So I stop everything. I open up my pack. I got him to take my medical kit out, and I clean it up. I pour some water into it, get all the goop out. I'm looking at it. Okay, there's nothing inside there. So I'm trying to hold it closed and whatever. And I'm like, man, it's not working. I put a Band-Aid on it. I just keep bleeding. I'm like, okay, screw this. Pinch the thing closed, grab my crazy glue, doot, 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 did like 5 or 6 dots on it. Gave it a couple of seconds. It closed it right up. And I'm on my way home, driving in the car with my wife on the phone, telling her, "Yeah, I cut myself pretty bad. I'm probably going to have to go to the hospital. We better cancel the plans." By the time I got home, it was sealed shut. I just washed my hand like I would normally, wrapped up, and went out to dinner. Yep.
Nope. Super glue is in every one of my first aid kits.
It's a must.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Don't panic and deal with the issue.
Yep. Just yep. You ain't gonna make it if you can't just slow down and take a deep breath and figure out how to prolong how you're gonna make it.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget that lesson I gave my kid, and I was telling him, "Okay, we're going out into the woods. Now, there's a couple things I want you to always look up and look around. Don't ever push on any birch trees. Don't ever go pushing on those things, because a lot of times they can be rotten inside, and it's just the bark holding them up. And when you push them, they come down and they harpoon you. So you got to be careful." I said, and I told him, don't ever climb over or jump over something that you could walk around. "What does that mean, Daddy?" I'm like, "Well, if you're walking around and you're stepping on logs, it's better just to walk around the log so you don't trip and fall or slip or hurt yourself or whatever. And you never know if there's like a little animal on the other side, like a snake that could bite you, whatever. I mean, we don't have to worry about that.
That's hornet nest, like that happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about that kind of thing. But this is where we live. But there could be a raccoon or anything down there. I said, just be careful. He's like, okay. We're out walking. He jumps up onto a mossy log. Down he goes, wrapped his back around the thing. It was just like terrible. It was like, oh no. He turned out to be okay, yeah.
Yep. Like your birch trees, we got the same. I got a whole forest full of these goddamn northwestern cottonwoods, and they're just the same. They're just weeds. They suck. You go out there. I mean, I've got like 8 or 9 of them I got to go out and chop up that are on my trails out there.
No.
20-mile-an-hour wind blew them over because they're rotten. I mean, you go out there. I mean, great punk wood.
Yeah.
But That's about all they're worth. That's about all they're worth. Not here. It's just joy of listening. Oh man, the joy of listening to a Paul brain dump. That's a what?
I'm gonna have to
that's a
wrap this
statement.
one up, Rick. I just got a text from my son. I got to go pick him up.
Okay, hillbillyslings.com. ATO 10 gets you another 10% off. Thank you, Mark. It was a blast again as usual.
Oh, it was great hanging with you, Rick.
We'll have to do it again sometime. Maybe get outside. I want to shoot that my natty with you that you gave me, and we'll do it again. I promise. When the weather's nice, good. We got to do it.
Anytime,
okay, buddy. Take care, everybody. Take care, everybody. See ya.
See you later, everyone.
10% off. ATO 10.
Take it easy. Bye for now.
See you guys. Bye bye.